your beef? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The Madman. The Madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment. Welcome.
Welcome, everyone, to MME. Please remember to like this video, help the madness spread. Unfortunately, there's a lot of madness out there in Hollywood, even at the Oscars. Now that I've got some context, and I want to be careful when I cover potential violence and stuff. I don't really like to, but you know, it's actually very sad to me. I've done a lot of research on it. I know people are having fun with memes and stuff, and potentially it could be funny, but really it's one of the saddest moments in entertainment for me, realizing what's happened, and the world has changed. And also, Movie Talk has changed, starting with this channel, because something else I realized, and props to Rhea last night for keeping order on the stream. Something I keep stressing is, we really, to make Movie Talk great again, we can't box ourselves in. We got to explore all difference of opinions, and we have to be more open to, even if you think someone's completely wrong, just let, you know, we got to not take things so personally, because also, and this is a lesson that Big Willie style has to learn too, words, you know, they can't, we can't take words this seriously and aggressively. You could definitely also use your voice to criticize words, but in the grand scheme of things, these little debates that we have, they're for fun, and when you have a hot topic, you should act on it. But don't take it personally, and don't, you know, we sometimes go too far with our conversations, but that doesn't mean you should stop it either. That's the thing that the difference I want here, because some of the most intriguing and important conversations of Movie Talk are the ones that people are the most heated about. Like, for example, I found out last night something that's just as heated as the Snyder Cut in the continuing of the Snyderverse is the debate on movie theaters and the future of movies. You know, and if streaming is going to ruin, because I love the passion that Isaac was given last night. I mean, assistant, the passion that you were giving on stream about your love of the movies and the movie theater and how it needs to continue. And I completely, I mean, I do think it will continue, but I completely disagree that streaming is the nail in the coffin of it, or it could be. Really, you just need to adapt or die, or go the way of the blockbuster. The streaming is here to stay.
To you guys.
What's that, Isaac?
Don't listen to him. He's crazy. He's old.
No. Listen, the signs are there. What are you going to do? Fight against them? And we also have a breaking news about Tom Cruise and his battle, but really, it's a battle that's already lost, because it's just going to happen more and more time. Only the most elite of Hollywood are going to be able to carry out this battle against the studios. Most of the industry's just got to deal with streaming windows, theatrical windows, and really, it's up to you. I think you just have to adapt and make the theatrical experience something more special, because home theaters are a thing. There's less going on when you're watching at home. There's more opportunities, like Rhea said, for people that can't make it to the theater. So more options isn't the problem. I think the problem is quality in bringing an ideal experience. The ideal experience is what it was, Isaac, I think, but we'll get, uh-oh, he's shaking his head. No, but this is an important topic. We shouldn't stray away from these topics.
It's also my birthday.
I actually probably shouldn't shake my head because this made my head dizzy.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, it is CJH's birthday, actually.
Let's go.
And on his birthday, he got us a sponsor, right? Let's see what the new
Wait,
sponsor.
before we get through that, I want to remind everyone that CJH has a website.
Oh, thank you, Isaac. That's a good friend, CJH. Why are you in the dark, Isaac? It's too dark in there.
They think I'm hiding in the shadows, but they don't know I am the shadow. I've actually been waiting to say that line just so I could turn on the light.
Oh, okay. Breaking news. New sponsor. All right, let's get the first sponsor of MME.
Episode of Movie Madness Entertainment is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends. Raid Shadow Legends, that game YouTubers advertise.
The CJHpodcast.com is also a really cool website that you should check out.
And you should check it out. Yes. All right. Thank you, CJH. Tell me when those sweet advertiser dollars are coming in for that Raid Shadow Legends. And I'm going to work on my manscaping.
That's next.
That's next. Yeah. I actually might use manscaping. So
If you do, could you show us if the razors work or not?
no. No, I can't.
But
Layla,
how can you
I'm
properly
not
sponsor?
Maybe we'll see if let's come on. We'll get to the Donovan says we have
to come on.
Oh yeah, sure. If send him the link. I don't know if he's still on Twitter.
He says he's not.
Okay, yeah, you could send it to him wherever he's at. Discord, I don't know. I don't know how to get to a link to him.
The hub.
I don't know how to contact him.
Hey, Brian.
Whoa,
10 forward, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Well, thank you for everyone stopping by. I had a blast. We were talking a little bit about Star Trek, and we were talking about Karens in real life at fast food establishments.
Oh, yes.
Good times. Good times.
Tonight, we're talking about Karens at the Oscars. Listen, I've come to realization last night, Brian, that you know how I always say, let's not box ourselves in on movie talk. Let's make it great again. We have to calm down with words on the internet. Unless it's really serious. And I really appreciate Rhea putting us all in check last night. We also have to make it great for movie talk and for the viewers and other panelists to try to take. I know it's hard. The struggle is we want to include as many people as possible, but the more people you get on stream, the more hectic it gets, and people are passionate about subjects. So, Brian, how passionate you were last night about a certain subject proved to me that not only is restoring the Snyderverse one of the most important topics in movies, it's about streaming versus theatrical and how important it is in how, we just have to agree to disagree with people we completely disagree with on this subject. But there was a lot of passionate takes last night on that subject that was great movie talk. We just gotta calm down a little bit though. All of us. That's not pointing any finger at anyone.
I'm right, unless they're gonna blow smoke up our ass and give us a motion simulator ride at the movie theaters. I mean, come on.
No, I do. When I was saying this, the answer is James Cameron. I mean James Cameron with Avatar 2. I'm hoping there is some type of new technology at the theater to make it more special.
You know what's going to make it more special? A Rian Johnson Star Wars trilogy.
And you're defending theaters, homie?
I'm just
not a good look. No.
I've consistently.
Although I would want it though.
I've consistently said if I was ahead of a studio, I would say let's do a streaming cut and let's do a theatrical cut.
What I was what I was trying to say is, so look at Disney, okay? Mm-hmm. Look at what they're doing with Marvel. They're releasing film quality stuff in series form.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, I love the shows that Marvel's been putting out. If they stopped making the movies and they just did that, or occasionally made a movie, you know, to where it's like we have these shows, but they're all leading up to this giant movie, this big thing, you know, to where you scale back on some of the smaller movies and, you know, turn those into series like they've been doing. That's the evolution I see happening.
Mm.
And I don't think they care about piracy, dude. I think it's small potatoes in the grand scheme.
I honestly don't think
it is, but I'm just saying, like, I don't think they care. I think they look at that as a manageable loss.
This is another instance where I think we should agree to disagree, because I think in the past it does engage, it still gets engagement, still gets people talking on social media, but I think it's gotten to a point where people justify piracy, and I'm not here to tell you if you should or not. If you
find people on these streams that do it when they're like, I'm going to sail the high seas.
I'm not judging anyone.
So I mean, if we're going to engage in piracy, maybe we shouldn't be like judging it so harshly.
Fuck piracy.
No, I'm just explaining that there is an interesting conversation there as well. I am not judging you if you pirate. Well, that's fine, Isaac. I'm just saying, if you feel you need to, if you don't have the funds to see this content, but people pirate just because a content creator on the other side of the political team makes content, which I see a lot. And I think that's fair too, Isaac. That's fair of you to say. But I'm saying I think there's a lot more justification for piracy now, and part of it doesn't excuse, just like I understand more now of what was happening with Will Smith. Eddie left.
That's a great segue to our next sponsor.
Okay.
VPN.
Okay.
So you can look at the cjhpodcast.com.
No name specifically, just VPN.
Yes. But I think more people are justifying it, especially saying everything's shit. I think that's an epidemic online. Oh, it's horrible. I'm not paid for that, but I'll still watch it. And again, I'm not judging you. Do what you want. I'm not here to police you or anything. I'm just saying I personally feel that it's gotten so prevalent with, yes, one of our sponsors like the CJ said, VPNs, and the costs of all these different streaming platforms. Now everyone has an app, Disney Plus, HBO Max. They are... Now that doesn't.
I have a job. I pay for my streaming services, sir.
No.
I feel no need to go out there and do that kind of shit.
No. I'm not accusing anyone.
No, I don't know. I'm just saying though.
I'm just saying
there are lots more people like me that are just normal people that don't have to resort to that kind of shit.
Right.
I try to look at the positives of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of the negative.
Cylon Scotty says, Max, you are the international intergalactic supreme ruler of sitting on the fence. I'm a fence sitter.
Big time.
I'm in the middle. I want to criticize.
You're part
everyone.
of the fence at this point, dude.
And I want to talk to anybody. Yes. Don't go all Big Willie style on me now. No.
We got him.
See, Hans, I understand. Listen, I'm not judging you, man.
Please.
At least you're being honest.
So,
I'm not saying.
Still stealing.
We got to get the GoFundMe together for Max.
Just like I made a video earlier with Hans had a big issue with the title, which I have not censored you to Hans. I was making a title of video. Yes, it was clickbait, and it was metaphorical slap in the face that Chris Rock and the Academy did to the Smiths first. And we'll go into that later. But I think there are a lot of issues there, in my subjective opinion, and I think it is starting to cost people's jobs. For what you will, I really do think it is, and a lot of the prevalence of hatred towards the industry, including people actually think they are literal, not to go to the Q stuff. But they think of Hollywood as like that, and they have no problem,
I saw someone already made a
Bully Maguire, Will Smith video.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what that dude Vince says. The thing about streaming services, it goes along with cutting the cord. If you have old brick and mortar cable, streaming may not be for you. I prefer a la carte streaming. Han says, "Who cares about a rich guy slapping another rich guy?" I think it's very, very important topic now that we consider. I mean, what does this? A lot of people were saying, including a lot of my friends, including people that were on the panel that aren't here now, but were on the panel. They think it's justified. Violence is very rarely justified, to me, in my opinion.
Sorry, man. There's no reason to hit anybody. But
right.
But also at this point, like given kind of what we know about the situation, it's like, honestly, I know they made it our business by putting it out there, but dude, at the end of the day, this isn't our business, man. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of where I'm at.
And I know someone was saying something about what Jada said about, which I'm not getting into that part. I don't want to cover that part because that is none of our business.
Yeah.
Yes,
because there's more to it than that.
Broden, I will put the link on the community section because I know you're not on Twitter. Oh, a Sonic stream. Okay, we could do a Sonic stream. All right. But we have breaking news too, because I saw RJ's not here, but he was in the DM group talking about stuff. So there have been statements released by both Will Smith and Chris Rock. But not to get too political, but over the past few years, words and social media activity have been turning more into literal physical violence. And this is where we have to be consistent. Like, people we love have done things we don't like. If they do something that's violent, I think he needs some type of consequence. And I actually think it'll help everyone move forward. The Academy also released statements that we're going to cover, that they're going to investigate. I've also heard reports on other videos that they were very close to removing him, but they couldn't come to a consensus with the Academy during the like 30, 40 minutes right after the event and before he went back on the stage. So it was not. I also see blaming the Academy is guilty of many things, but handling that circus, I think it's kind of. How would you handle it, Brian? It's no win. There's no win situation. There's there's no right answer. It's just something you got to handle. And even though they're guilty of many injustices in the entertainment industry, including rewarding past abusers and ignoring things and prejudices of their own. Okay, so I put it on the community section. Broden, if you want to pop in.
I have a theory on why everyone's getting more violent over the years. Recently.
Just look at the Joker movie.
No,
we live in a society.
I think because we're all isolated lately. Because, you know.
So DL, if you want to come on and talk about it. Yeah, I think they are both in the wrong, and I respect them both, and I want them both to have long careers. I like Chris Rock. But we should address a little more context, because there's a lot of history here of how my video earlier was, there's a metaphorical slap in the face that the Academy and Chris Rock delivered himself in the past, and we're going to examine that. Does not justify actions. It just gives you context and tries to give you understanding that this isn't just a moment in time where he's like, oh, no, this is the way they've treated him over the years. He's been snubbed quite a few times. And part of it's not just prejudices of skin color. It's prejudices of what else you do, the elitism of Hollywood and the Academy. Oh, you're a rapper. You're also a comedian, but then you also make serious movies. They didn't treat him seriously, even though he has done the work, Will Smith. How many times in the past has he been snubbed for his work when he's worked so hard for this? So this was a long time coming. Everyone knew it was his time. It should have been his time probably with Ali or Concussion was the other one. You know, those were great performances that were not rewarded. All right, let me see here. All right, let's get to the what RJ was breaking news about the statements released. We're going to read them because if we comment on this, we should give you the update, give you the viewers. And I like this. I like both statements. I do like both statements.
Apparently, Chris Rock ad-libbed that part.
Yes, I've heard that too. Thank you, CGH. So apparently, that's more context. Apparently, most of the jokes are checked. Like they go through, he leads them off a prompter. This was an ad lib that pissed Will Smith off. Listen, I'm not judging you, man. But I do think it is having some impact on the industry. Part of the other thing that's having impact on the industry is the quality is it's sliding.
Okay, have you ever worked in a retail establishment where they actually factor in small scale theft?
Yes,
it's called shrinking in most places.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, that's I imagine that's probably part of the business plan of the streaming services. They understand that they are going to get ripped off, and
here's what I always
don't think too. They probably don't care. At the end of the day, they're still getting paid.
I think they do care.
Well, but smaller guys like the construction workers.
If you bring quality, it's not going to matter because the quality in the box office is going to overcompensate for the losses. But if you're doing average content that people are going to watch anyway, but they just don't want to pay for it or justify reasons to do it, it does have.
I'm just saying, I just don't think everyone's a criminal.
I'm not saying anyone's a criminal. I'm saying
if piracy is stealing and stealing is a crime, that would be saying that a good majority of people. Well, obviously, but what I'm saying is though it's one of those
you wouldn't
crimes.
Steal a car.
It's one of those crimes that it's factored into their business plan.
That's true. It is. But
wait.
What do I always say?
About?
Don't piracy in the industry. The impact.
Oh, okay.
Yes, it is factored into losses. That is.
Yes, it's a problem, but I just don't think it's as big a problem.
Here's what I always
people
say.
Are making it out to be.
I understand, Brian, but here's what I always have you heard me say: don't underestimate and don't overestimate. Don't underestimate that it's a growing problem.
If it was that big of a problem, we wouldn't have it right now because they would stop doing it.
Okay. All right. Let me see here. RJ, let me see. The guy working at I'm not judging anyone for doing it. I'm just saying that I'm just saying in my subjective opinion, I think Isaac carries the same opinion as I do, that I feel it's impacting the industry. But I think the biggest impact over that is, my subjective opinion, is quality. Quality is bad. If you build it, they will come. And that's just also with streaming. If you do more day and date streaming, if the experience of the theater is so impactful and you need to see this in the big screen, you're going to go. That's all. But I want to get to RJ's comment here, and then if you want to respond, Brian, go ahead. The guy working at the local pizza who's suffering from crippling depression and can't make it financially, just wants to be entertained and escape their problems. Who am I to judge? I'm not judging. Exactly.
I don't judge. I'm not judging. Let me be perfectly clear. I am not judging people for doing what they do to get their entertainment. Okay,
I'm not.
Do it. Do it to it.
I think it's having
I'm just
an
saying.
impact.
I think we're thinking it's having more of an impact than it really is. Because if it was as super bad as everyone's saying it is, they would stop doing streaming services. They would figure it out another way to make it to where that wouldn't happen.
And Hans, you're right. I'm not saying it justifies it, but part of the problem is quality, and then also oversaturation of separate streaming services is ridiculous right now.
And not
it's
only
more
that,
than cable. It's more than
it's
cable
been,
now.
but it's also been something that's been going on for a really long time. And then I'll stop after this, dude. Movies with a handy cam in the theater. You can watch the Batman right now that way.
Nicholas Will Smith was acting like a child. I agree. A good person acted poorly. I agree with that.
Of course.
Necklace Glenn. This is Echo Base. So DL and Broden, let's get your thoughts there on the DL. What do you think about that subject we were talking about? In if you think it is having an impact, if you want to drop a take on it.
Well, I'll say up front, I don't endorse people doing piracy. But a long time ago, I was guilty of that because I was one of those people that was struggling financially, and I couldn't go see every
Napster was
movie
a
that I
thing,
wanted
dude.
to.
We all did it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a good point, DL. I think we would all be full of shit if any of us said, well, I've never pirated anything before. If you taped anything on a VHS tape, if you made a CD copy of a CD, you've all done it in some form.
Listen to the radio and press record.
Exactly. I even have a friend that still does it. And, I can't, I'm who am I to say, stop doing that, And then the thing about the streaming stuff, like there is too many streaming services. Like the streaming wars have gotten out of hand, and it's almost gotten to a point where I'm starting to ponder if I should keep all these streaming services that I have.
Oh yes, me too.
Yeah. Reevaluate which ones are worth keeping. Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. It gets me because even something like Peacock, where I barely watch anything on there. The only thing I go on there for was for Halloween Kills, which was a waste of time for me anyway. And WWE, for some reason, is on there, so I have to have that. But that's the only reason I have those streaming services. And then Paramount is starting to get more stuff on there. But literally, I'm like, it's how and then is about to get more expensive, and them cracking down on people sharing passwords and stuff like that. It's starting to get ridiculous. Like it's going to get to a point where
the
I feel
industry
like
brings these problems on. Yes, they do.
Exactly. So it's like I don't see piracy becoming a major issue at the moment, but I feel eventually
It is if you make average content. If you make average content, if you don't make,
of course, if you're the little guy, I mean, it looks like why they were complaining about like Napster back in 2000 or whatever, except it was Lars Ulrich complaining. He was a millionaire.
That's a life hack. That's not cheating. If they give free trials and you keep switching, hey.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cancel the service after the free preview.
Okay. Broden, you're here.
Exactly. Or after they say, oh, this is going to prepare. Oh, I was just going to say real quick. After, this thing is going to premiere on Peacock. Okay, I will get the streaming service for 15 days, and then, yep, I'm done. I'm going to go off and do something else. But either the content for these services have to get better, or I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm sure we're going to get more and more streaming services as
I mean, this is
going to eventually crack and get their own.
Bro, this is something that's really this is going to make it worse. Honestly, I think the cracking down on password sharing is ridiculous. My grandma's worried because she uses mine. I told her not to worry. I'll just pay extra if I have to. Yeah, we're trying it is a problem. It is.
We're trying not to be more expensive than cable. Come on now. Yeah.
No, Broden, do you have any commentary on this? And then we'll get to the Will Smith stuff.
Listen, honestly, I think of it, we've been doing this with music for years anyway, with this piracy stuff. And most of us still do it, or we use Spotify. The problem is there's too many streaming services. If there is one or two streaming goddamn services we can get all our fucking entertainment from, or maybe at the max 4 to 5, we wouldn't have a problem. The problem is there's so many streaming services you have to pay for. Well, yeah, people are just going to have to pirate certain things because they can't afford it. And then when it comes to movies, as someone who got kicked the fuck out of a movie theater once for having a backpack. Still mad about that, by the way.
What?
Broden, I love you, but I agree with this with the theater kicking you out with the backpack because of recent events. I'm sorry. But I respect your difference of opinion, though. I don't want you to get kicked out, or maybe they could have asked you to put it in your car or something, or check your bag.
Well, I couldn't put it anywhere. I had to have it. I'm like, I just leave it out here. They're like, no. I'm like,
Okay, well then I disagree. Yeah, that's too
Yeah,
far.
I was like, all right, I'm
They
willing
sh-
to leave it out, fine, but like, dude,
Yeah, they should have said, check it back here at the
right? No,
ticket
they said no,
box
you can't do it. I'm
office,
like,
and
really?
yeah,
And also, is I could have just went and walked right past them without having to check in.
yeah.
So screw them. But trash theater anyway. But listen, people don't really. The movie theater experience is a pain in the ass, and I know it's due to necessity for movie theaters, due to what they make and what they don't make. But people don't want to pay like $30 for one person to go to the damn theater to watch a movie when they can just do it for free. Now, there are movies out there that are quality. You have to go to the theaters. Like, listen, the Batman is not one of them, but Spider-Man: No Way Home is a movie you have to watch in theaters. Dune is a movie you have to watch in theaters. You had to do it. I mean, it was on streaming, but let's be real, that movie was made for IMAX. You had to have an experience. There are experiences you need to go to. But I do understand for most movies, like, man, no one wants to pay all this money, and with the prices being jacked up, yeah. But especially for streaming services, though, 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 goddamn freaking streaming services, it's ridiculous. So I'm sick and tired of it. I think we're all sick and tired of it. And honestly, I got rid of Netflix. I'm not dealing with Netflix anymore. I have Paramount, but then I share that with Chris, even though it's whatever, and I barely watch anything on there. So I'm like, it's shit's ridiculous. I mean, it is. And then a lot of the stuff on the streaming services, they share a lot of stuff.
Yes,
it's ridiculous. Yeah. Then I'm sitting here like, and what's even the benefit of it when certain things like Spider-Man: No Way Home are not even on a streaming service? So
yeah, I mean,
it's very irritating.
Yeah,
so I see why people pirate.
Yeah.
Okay, Hans. I canceled Netflix for their dumbass Russia decision.
Is it the sharing passwords thing?
No, it's
No,
that
it's political.
They canceled. They're actually, I think, I don't want to put words in Hans's mouth. He could speak for himself.
I think they're still running Russia. They're running Netflix on Russia.
I think his from knowing Hans, I think his viewpoint is that Russia isn't the only one that's committed horrible crimes in other countries.
Well, that and the people who live there didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, man, that's my whole point. That's my thing. Listen, you can't punish the.
So he's not necessarily. Just don't get twisted. He's not necessarily descending Russia. It's just that.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I mean, that's his decision. Whatever, do what you want to do. But I got rid of Netflix. This ain't worth it. And the price, but the $99 a month is just too much. It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like for the longest time, we were like, or a lot of people were poo-pooing on movies being day-and-date releases on like HBO Max and Disney Plus. Where I'm not saying I 100% agree with it. I understand from a financial standpoint and stuff like that, it's not economically the greatest decision. But like, part of me really appreciated stuff like that.
I loved
especially like in the beginnings of the pandemic, because there are either movies that looked really bad and I didn't want to pay money to go see it, and so at least seeing it at home, I didn't have that much of a risk. Or there are movies that I really, really wanted to see that I wasn't actually able to. Wow. Or there are movies that I really, really wanted to see that I actually wasn't able to go to the movie theater because of the pandemic and stuff like that. Like Godzilla vs. Kong. My heart broke that I couldn't go see that in the theater because I saw every MonsterVerse movie in the theater, and hearing how awesome that experience was, and I wasn't able to go see it. But thank God HBO Max was there so I could at least watch it. But so it's a double-edged sword with that as well.
Anthony, yes, you're right. And that is something where I said the world has changed again. If we can't have, for better or worse, celebrities are role models. And if we can't even have celebrities behaving or not crossing the line, and the perception of a lot of opinions, and I'm not judging people for their opinions, but people say, oh, he was justified. You don't talk about a man's wife, But this is where I say the world has changed, and there is a lot of concern with stand-up comedians because, listen, they have it on two fronts now. They have the cancel culture, not being able to say jokes, and then they have, someone's going to get so offended with words that they're going to rush the stage, and that is more likely now. Unfortunately, people are influenced by what by things happening, and there's a lot of potential there for comedians to be more in the crosshairs than they already are.
But
And
the memes are hilarious.
Yeah, the memes
So,
are funny to a point.
But like, who cares about the memes, man? Come on, bruh. Can we be mature about that for a second? Like, I'm of two minds about this.
Well,
thing,
he's not.
because,
He's
like,
not.
on one instance, because
people do love the memes. The DL. I understand.
Max doesn't know what memes are.
I
'cause
know,
he's a
but
gamer.
like,
Someone's personal tragedy, though. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, seriously, man. I mean, I know memes are funny, and like people like Vines and TikToks or whatever, but we need to grow up for this situation, because, like, as Max alluded to, this may set a dangerous precedence of certain things going forward in society. For one,
these are role, whether you like it or not.
You know,
celebrities are role model. Go ahead, DL. Sorry.
Exactly, and it's like no, it's okay. I understand that, you know, because I knew about Jada Pickett's condition and stuff like that. So I personally felt like what Chris said was in poor taste, but at the same time, I understand how comedians work. You know, like they do this type of humor before, and especially Chris Rock. You know Chris Rock's humor, you know, and it's just like even with what he said about Jada, like, I'm not saying that he shouldn't be upset about that. I'm not saying he shouldn't defend his wife, but like there could have been a better way to handle the situation, because now, as you said, we live in a society where people are so sensitive to every little thing. And I am very yes, my heart does go out to all the comedians, because like now it makes it like Will is making it seem like doing that type of stuff is okay. If they offend them enough, they could just go up on stage and assault a comedian. Like, this shouldn't be. I feel like comedians are gonna die out in the next 20 years.
It's gonna change. You're gonna need bouncers and everything, just like concerts now.
Yeah, man. Like, I'm tired of the world just being so sensitive about every little thing. Like, come on now. I'm tired of it. Everything being politically correct and all this stuff being
you could
woke.
be sensitive too, but resorting to violence is not. You know, you can't. That's never justified.
It sets a precedent due to the fact that it means that anyone.
Yes, I agree with you, Hans. Oh, go ahead, Broden.
It sets a precedent where, listen, if you get offended, you have the right. Because honestly, I'm gonna be real. This is not even the biggest problem that this can cause with the whole Will Smith thing. We just got off of the Dave Chappelle situation. That was already a stupid topic over a very stupid reaction from a group of people that. And honestly, it wasn't a group. It wasn't the actual demographic that was supposed to offend. It was just a bunch of dorks on Twitter, as usual. But what happens here is now people feel like they're going to have to resort to violence to get their point across. And what Will Smith did has never been done in the history of the Oscars. While, yes, it was entertaining and kind of hilarious, it also does set the precedent of who else could do something stupid next for their career. It sets a precedent not just for comedy, not really. That's not what you need to worry about. You need to worry about what dumbass is going to be desperate enough to revive their career. They're going to go and just take a shot at Leonardo DiCaprio or some stupid shit like that on stage. So you have to understand that's the real problem. Comedians, like, I'm going to be real with you, man. Comedians, you guys don't know the stories about comedians that I know. Dude, this happens all the time. Some dude will come up on stage and try some stuff. Or some bad joke will go wrong. Someone's going to... That is never going to change. It's never been an exclusive thing. But no, when a celebrity does what he just did, now it sets the point where if I'm desperate and I don't have a career right now, maybe I go and I just super kick the living hell out of freaking, Brie Larson on stage, and I
let's examine that and then answer Han's question. Let's go around the panel. Isaac, if Mad Max went and slapped Chris Rock, what would happen to me? What would happen to you?
You deserve it to go to jail.
Yeah. So
Hans,
go ahead. But I just want to say, even though I don't want him to be charged with assault, I think he has to be, and that would be the best way. Everyone move forward. I know Chris Rock's not going to do it, but maybe the Academy.
The Academy should, but Chris Rock won't.
Yeah, because Chris Rock, he's at a kind of a weird spot because he was a little disrespectful. So for his career too, he's also if
And-
if Will Smith didn't slap him, we would all be talking about Chris Rock's career today. Honestly, I think I think because Will took the heat off of Chris a little bit by doing that, because I think it would have come out and then people would have been upset and they would have dug up the videos, which we're going to show the videos. But everyone answer on the panel. If me or you or anyone on the panel did this, what would happen to us? And that's why whatever happens to us should happen to him. That's no more elite people in the world. They need to,
Here's the thing though. It's different when a fan does it. Like someone like a nobody like you, they're gonna look at that some stupid fan. A celebrity is a different story because that's someone with public interest in, and that's someone who was invited to the goddamn freaking party. Some idiot fan crashing something's a whole different story. But yeah, anyone should be charged with this. And yes, Chris and Will Smith should be charged and hit with a fine. All of that. He should be fined for this, and that's not even a question.
Or anger management too, I think. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a lost cause for him. It's a lost cause.
No, it's never. People are not lost causes, bro. And I disagree with you. I think that would go. I think the statement he did, and we're going to get to the statement in just a second. The statement he did was great. I think fines and something on his record. I hope he's not banned for life from the Oscars.
That's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous to ban someone for life for that.
No, but I think he should have to. I mean, it might be up to a judge, but I think there should be a fine.
If you ban him, but you let people like Harvey Weinstein collect Oscars all these years, I think there's a big problem.
Well,
that's true. Yep, that's going to be a domino effect.
Well, now we're getting into the cancel culture where you go back and go revisit everyone that's ever won an Oscar and start taking them away. It's a slippery slope.
Exactly. Yeah, but you don't want that. You don't want that.
We have
You're
to
gonna
act.
get the whole can of worms.
I agree that Harvey Weinstein shouldn't have been awarded, but we really have to act in the here and now before it becomes a bigger shit show of going back and removing people's from the history of entertainment where there's been many bad people.
I will not apologize.
Do you really want to go? Do you really want to open that can of worms, everyone? What about you, Brian? Go back and go through the history. Who should their Oscars be removed?
No, because then you'd end up having to take them all away.
Yeah, you'd end up. Yeah, we have to act in the here and now. We can't move the goalposts.
I'm sorry, people who live in revisionist history are doomed to repeat it. So no, I don't.
You can't take it away. And plus, it's like taking the Heisman away from Reggie Bush, dude. You can take the little sticker away. You take the nameplate away. Guess what? I still remember watching Reggie Bush collecting that damn trophy. So kiss my ass. It happened. So we're not doing this. It's stupid, and it's just a dumb little. It creates a dumb precedent. It really does. No, they shouldn't take his Oscar away. At worst, what they're going to do is probably not have him induct someone next year, or they could make an excuse. I think for safe face, Will Smith say, I couldn't be here because blah, 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 and next year, and not induct the next person in for, obvious reasons, then just move on from there. But this is ridiculous. I think handling this any other way than a fine, he doesn't come back next year. Well, don't even put a ban on it. Just have him not come back next year. Make him an excuse, safe face, and then be done with it. It's pretty simple.
All right. Well, I think, are we under the consensus if any one of us did this, we'd be in jail and fined?
Of course.
We're nobodies.
We'd get the book thrown at us.
One of those people that seat warmers, Oscar seat warmers, if they went and did that, what would happen to them? Because there's people there that when a celebrity gets up to go to the restroom, someone sits in their place so there's not empty seats for the viewing on TV. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I could take it a step further. I could take it a step further, but it might get a little dark for people.
Okay.
Now, well, not too dark, not too bad, but just like I'm going to get a little political about this. So, me personally, me being a black man, yep, you know where this is going. Black on
really? Yeah, I was about to say that shit too.
I didn't know.
Black on black assault. It already breaks my heart that these two brothers are going through this, and right after like the fact that Will Smith won Best Actor for I'm forgetting the movie right now.
King Richard.
King Richard. I don't know why I forgot the name of the movie. Like an amazing black film celebrating two black female athletes. Now think about this. if that was a white comedian up on the stage and Will Smith assaulted him, I think much worse would have happened to him. I'm going to go there.
Okay.
I am going to go there because I feel like there is certain privilege that goes on in Hollywood, especially when it comes to race. Now, I'm not going to put too much into that, but it's like I couldn't help but think about that because it's like
there's lots of different scenarios that have been handled differently. Yeah. There's lots of different. It kind of breaks your mind to think of all the different scenarios. Like if it was whoever the different people there, or even like even potentially. And I don't want to. I kind of want to move on this because I think it could get too hot. What if a white actor did that to Chris Rock? Or I don't know. There's all kind of scenarios. I don't know what would happen. Different races go. Different races going. There. So we have to be consistent. Just because it's a black man assaulting another black man, there needs to be repercussions. Or just like if it's the reverse or whatever.
I was thinking about something like that. They probably would have said it was a hate crime or something.
And once again, it's just setting. Yeah, and once again, it's just setting an image that black people are aggressive and stuff like that. It's just adding on to that stereotype. It just makes me upset that this has to resort to that.
Thanks for sharing, DL. I'm
that's
sorry.
totally understandable, dude.
That's why it's sad. It's very sad for me. It's very sad because his career and what he's gone through to get where he's at. He worked his way up. He didn't just do one thing. He's a musician. He's a comedian, and he's an artist and an actor. All those things. And he probably was snubbed more in the past, and now this is on his history. And I've said this in my video before. I think something should happen. That'll make easier for everyone to move on, too. I think if he does something, some kind of penance, like, well, I did this, I need to do better. But let's get to his statement, though. Yes, Rel.
You're not wrong, Rel.
I would be sitting here having
salvo of this war.
I would be having therapy streams right now if a white man did that.
What's that, Broden?
I have to have therapy streams right now.
No, I mean that would be
the implosion.
I unfortunately I don't even want to suggest this, but there might even be it might go to the streets. I'm not going to use the word, but we really have to look at the world the way it is. The world is pretty scary right now. We're actually very lucky that it ended the way it did, regardless of what our thoughts are now. That it kind of.
The fact that we had this conversation, honestly, the fact that it turned racial on Twitter, that people made this, and it's two black people having a dumb little squabble over something stupid, and it turning into a racial thing where it's now. Somehow it turned into white people versus black people over this. I don't know how it did.
We need to stop that.
It's ridiculous. I don't know how it did. It's like, man, can I have one day where we just comment on something where if something stupid happens, it's just stupid and that's it?
Yeah. Exactly.
Like that's all I've been. I don't care.
Han says, I think it's I don't think the world. There used to be somewhat a level of respect and boundaries that have been crossed before, Hans. I agree with you there. But it's becoming more prevalent right now. Do you agree? Does the panel agree with that?
Not been like this. Never.
No, I think lines are being crossed.
Social media has led to a rise of more violence, more people attacking each other, and I feel like even though social media was supposed to connect everyone, it's also caused because humanity inherently is terrible, and I believe the more that connects, the more the bad comes out, and I do think that currently, right now, the world's worse than it was. Even just a couple of years ago.
Blurred lines.
But that's awfully pessimistic, though, man. Like, dude, you do have to believe in the good of people. Like, when disasters happen and bad things happen in the world and people band together, I mean, there still is a lot of good in humanity, bro. Like,
no, I think you have to hold on to hope. Yeah, I think there's a lot of good.
I'm sorry, that just seemed like incredibly like nihilistic / pessimistic. Like, dude, I get it, man, but like, not even I'm that cynical. Like.
Well,
and I've been pretty bad.
We got to respect each other's opinions here, though, Brian. I
got you.
Subjectively think that lines are.
I'm just saying, man, don't
and are more prevalent now. There's still
feel
lots
like
of great,
man.
No, there's still a lot.
Good place to be at.
Yeah, we need to keep hope alive and keep keep that humans are great things. There's great things in us too. Yes. But
That's
I
why
do.
I'm just constantly trying to tell people, hey man, there's still good in people, and like, just relax. Don't let everything piss you off so much. Honestly, you know
Sky
what?
Valley. That
I
doesn't.
grew.
I mean,
Go ahead.
Oh, me?
I just say who's going? Who going?
You can go ahead, DL. Got you, man.
Okay, I said, I get where Isaac is coming from. It's like, yes, there are good people in the world, and there have been good things that happened in this country and other countries. Like, there is positivity out there, but it's really hard to focus on the good when there's a lot of cruel and like just horrible things that's happening in the world right now, and people are so divided over the littlest things. Like, I get you. I totally get you. Try to keep the hope, try to keep the optimism, try to bring everyone together as much as we can. I totally understand it, and I try that. That's why I try not to. I don't.
Well,
You know,
that's
I
what
try
this
as much
is,
as I
dude.
can.
Like,
but like,
okay, we're talking across age barriers. We're talking about race barriers. Talking across race barriers. Having a conversation right now, and I see this as incredibly positive. You know, like,
well,
this
we
the
do
kind
have
of
to
discourse that could save America. Like, guys need to.
Oh
people
wow,
need
on
to-
MME.
Yes, I'm just saying, like, getting together and talking about this kind of stuff makes it, not as bad. When you constantly are trying to shove it to the side, ignore it, or other
You
things.
can't ignore things forever.
Exactly. It'll come up and bite you bigger and badder than it was before. So I mean, I don't know. With me personally, I love the fact that, we can all get together like we're doing right now, and none of that stuff matters. We can have a good conversation.
I do
we can get heated, but
Are we all gonna watch Justice League after this or what? Come on, man.
Well,
right?
Well, Brian,
Oh.
Brian, something that's really great here is we have a lot of young people, and there
That's what
is
I'm
a
saying,
lot
age,
of
too,
there is
you
a lot
know?
of diversity here. So I actually want to get to Isaac, Eddie, Dial, Broden, and our resident Canadian CJH to see their opinions though on if they see a change in the world. If we have to keep hope alive. Never lose hope. Keep that in mind. But your opinion, like say Eddie, do you think the lines are being crossed more than before? And do you see a change? What do you think, Eddie? More aggressive lately, people in behavior. So a lot of it's tied to social media activity and phones. In my opinion, go ahead.
No, there's been lots of bad behavior lately all over the world. Obviously, social media does play in hand in that because it spreads awareness to whatever the situation is, which is sad but it's true because people mostly find this stuff more serious subjects more as entertainment. And like I said, it is what it is. If you want to use that serious subject matter as entertainment to stray off your problems, I guess that's a way to cope with things. But no, it's always been bad in my opinion. And like I said, there's lots of things that need to change. Obviously, I don't think those changes are going to happen. I can't really describe the changes because I haven't been through that much stuff myself in terms of real life situations. Confrontations or stuff about race or anything else like that. You need firsthand experience with stuff like that. I mean, I have experienced stuff like that before. Obviously, when it comes to how people behave, I don't know if we were actually talking about the subject of race or like bad behavior in general or anything like that. But no, I just think that change has to be there, but I don't think it's to be anywhere as near as people want it to be, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Isaac, do you have something to add? About where we're at today.
I do want to say that I am I try to be as optimistic as I can and I'm hopeful. The reason why I said that is because look, the world's like Hans is right. He says that the world has always been terrible. But to me, hate brings people. I mean, just let's be honest. We're all content creators. Let's be honest. Some of our most popular videos are hate related. And hate brings people together. And it's much easier, and that's why I believe that social media, while I think social media has also done a lot of great things. I mean, like, none of us would even know each other without social media, and look how many good things that brought into. But it has also caused a lot of bad stuff to happen. I mean, if the world was even going to be, even if the internet never existed, the world would still be pretty terrible. Which is actually why I know it sounds like a troll, but I'm being real when I say this. But Eternals is my favorite Marvel Cinematic Universe movie because one thing I love about the movie is that it challenges that ideology of do humans deserve to live? You know, they show you a lot about like one of the scenes I love so much was when Fastos reacts to Hiroshima, and you think to yourself, oh my God, this is what humanity can do to one another. But then it also shows you beautiful scenes of them, you know, planting flowers, meeting human beings. And I love how the movie shows us that even though the world is terrible and even though the world will, you know, humans do bad things, there's still good in us. And that's the thing about humanity. We're all flawed. We're all going to make mistakes, but that's part of humanity, and that's how we eventually evolve.
Daniel has an interesting comment here, and then we'll get to DL, Broden, and then CGH, and then we'll go to the updates. Daniel Martin says the terrible things of the world have not been fully visible like it is today. That's a good point that gives credence to Hans. We have a more of a worldview with cameras and recordings and audio everywhere that we get to see it more often too. So some of it can potentially be in our mind as well. We're just exposed to it more. But that also puts people closer to the fuse, lighting the fuse. Go ahead, Eddie.
No, I said when it comes to that, and yeah, social media does play a hand with that, but the stuff we see is more limited to where we're from, you know, countries and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
obviously, there's places. Obviously, lots of stuff probably goes down. Human trafficking, sex trafficking, freaking wars. Probably people getting tortured in the camps. There's probably lots of stuff going on. Not to sound dark, but that's the truth. That that stuff is probably going on right now. But we are limited when it comes to what reach we can have around the world. Like people want to be united, and that's a good thing. We're helping out each other's countries or wherever else states if you're limited to one area. But it's like there's so much stuff that goes on that we don't know about. I'm just saying like the obvious stuff that's probably going on. There's probably even worse stuff that people can probably don't even think of that's going on right now around the world. Hunger, homelessness, lots of stuff. So it's like, you know, obviously we have to further on as a civilization. We have to try to help all that stuff, help for the cause. To have a better future for, like I said, just like that slogan, for the children and all that stuff, which is a good sentiment. But like I said before, with my own case, I said it's going to take a long time before we even get at least a good percentage of help throughout the whole world. And that's just how it is. We're limited to what we know. I wish they would tell us more stuff, but it's probably because they just don't want us to get involved, or just they don't think we're ready to realize what's really happening. Not to sound conspiratorial or anything. I'm just saying that there are lots of things that happen that we don't know about in terms of people being hurt or worse, I guess.
All right, Broden, did you want to add anything to where we're at now? Why you think it's so prevalent?
As a person who's been dogpiled on here at least 3 to 4 times, usually I deserve it, but sometimes I don't. But I think with social media, it can be a good tool. It can be. The problem is people got to stop complaining about all the bad in the world in one aspect. You guys can choose to get the hell off the platform, right? I've seen more complaints from people who can't just, I don't know. And to this SM Hamza dude, I'm gonna say this once. Apologize to these nuts.
No, just ignore him.
Ignore
him, and mods block him. That's all.
He's a dork. I just like trolling him.
Yeah, that's what I like to do. I'd like to ignore them. Don't give them, don't give them any air. Okay, go ahead.
I pity him, honestly. But listen, you guys can choose to get off the damn platform. The complaints over this and that, and it's Twitter. I'm like, I use Twitter for entertainment to make fun of people, but I don't actually get on there no more. I mean, I got banned from there, thank God. That's the best decision I ever made, to get banned from there. But it's that you can get off of it. You can block people. You can do things to make it where you don't have to see certain things. It's not hard to detox from it. But people they're not fighting their own inhibitions. Again, I have the same problem. I have an obsessive complex, man. I know there's a certain stream out there about me that I haven't even watched. I haven't even watched it, and I will never watch it, ever. I have no care to watch it, because if I do, I will do something dumb, and I know I'm going to do something dumb. Everyone here knows I'm going to do something very dumb, so it is what it is. But people got to have to fight their own inhibitions and fight your own problems. It's not like it's an app, guys. You can delete it anytime. You can drop off anytime. So start working on that, and maybe maybe a lot of people won't feel the world's terrible. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, I've not walked outside and had one stupid idiot come and tell me I'm a racist, misogynist, psychopath because I will be in prison right now. But I've not had that happen to me in public yet. So,
exactly, dude. Like, perfect. Because if you live your life on Twitter, then obviously
deserve what you get.
Twitter is shit. Yes, you're gonna
It
think
is
the world
horrible.
is shit if you're on Twitter all the time because that's all it
Horrible.
is. But dude, go outside, get a real job in the real world where you interact with real people. Like, Lord knows we can use employees at most places.
Yes.
Like, I mean, God help us all. I mean, I don't want to say it,
Dude,
but
I'm gonna say it. Go pay a woman to sit with you. I don't care. Do something.
Do something. But no, like, I look back on how I was bullied and made fun of when I was in school, and it kind of made me the person I am today. And I think when they tried hard to shield some of that, what the heck, man? People need to kind of know their place in society sometimes.
I'm gonna say this: bullying is one of the more necessary things in our society. Not saying you should ever bully.
Not hardcore.
What do you mean by that?
Let me get to this point.
man.
No,
growing through bullying is a natural thing to get through life. I'm not saying you should do some of the things some of these wacko kids be doing now.
Yeah, no, it's
you need to get some of these kids need to chill. But
I disavow that, Broden. I don't agree. That sounds like Kindle talk. To me.
What I'm saying is it builds a thick skin.
It builds
character. Skin.
I'm not saying some kids go get beat down in the locker room every day of his goddamn last week snaps. I'm just saying.
But like
you're saying teasing. It happens. Kids are gonna do it anyway.
Getting made fun of is part of life, dude. I've gotten made fun of so many times.
Actually, I'm just gonna say it right now. Let me rephrase my word because I don't think it's necessary. No, it's gonna happen. It's going to happen. You will never stop it. It is a part of life. So you have to prepare your kids to get through this now, or else they're gonna become a bunch of freaking psychopathic freaks that can't handle the little bit of slightest criticism.
I'm just saying
there's nuance in this conversation.
This is the thing I'm talking about where everyone is so
it depends on
sensitive.
when it comes to bullying because some people can't take it, even when it's slight things. And obviously, we've seen what happens when people get pushed too far, what they do. So it's like, watch out for stuff like that.
But
you have to be prepared for it. If you're not prepared for it,
builds your skin. It toughens you to where when people tell you to move on from a movement, you don't.
And honestly, man, like seriously, it's gonna happen anyway. You're not
with everyone though. That's the thing, though.
Let Isaac speak. Go ahead, Eddie. Do you have something more to add?
No, I'm just saying that doesn't help everyone. Obviously, people, they have a little bit of tolerance to that shit, so you'll probably just ignore it or won't care. But some people know it.
People do need. I think a better way to say it, Broden, is people do need to be challenged, and they don't need rewards for everything. They need to
exactly. You need to be prepared for the world.
But saying, I totally disagree with that. There's been a lot of instances where there's a lot of there's so much evidence of what bullying does to people, and children, and especially in the LGBTQ community. Until recently, it's only been recently. It's progressed enough where schools are better at that, but just look at how everyone uses the word GAY as a joke in the past. I
was one of those victims of being like severely bullied because of the color of my skin, because I didn't act black. Wait, what the hell is that? Because I was small, and that I totally understand those sentiments. At the same time, though, I understand where Broden and Brian is coming, because I feel like I am tougher because of stuff that happened to me back then. I am able to have thicker skin. Not saying that I wanted that stuff to happen when I was a kid. No, that was some of the worst times of my life. But at the same time, I'm like, I feel like I can overcome more struggles as I am.
In a perfect world, we don't have bullying. In a perfect world, here's what I'm saying, and I'm not trying to say that everyone should go out and start bullying a kid.
Yeah, I'm not advocating for that.
Scumbag move. No, it's gonna happen. So be prepared for it, and that's the problem. And the problem is these people keep trying to coddle kids, coddle all these these people into thinking that they're special, and then when they grow up and realize that they're not going to handle things right. I mean, listen, it's gonna happen where people are gonna come at you. But when I see people complaining about, and I don't mean to bring back to the FM menace, all that crap, I look at them, I go, so you don't have to listen to them. Get the fuck off the damn freaking internet. Or why don't you do this? You come over here to this side where this crazy guy in a mask is talking. Why don't you sit here? You listen here, so you don't have to listen to the garbage. I often hate it when I hear people, and this is someone from me of all people, the biggest hater of that whole group. And I'm telling you all this. You can always just click off the video, and you don't have to watch what they. I don't watch what they do no more. I don't care. I haven't watched any of these people. So the people need to grow a thicker skin, but they also need to understand that you're gonna be trashed in life. You're gonna be tagged in life. You have to be prepared for it. And yes, there's outliers of what bullying does to people. Yes, those are outliers of what happens. In a normal world, you go through your stuff, you get through, you get tougher, and that's it. But then there's the outliers of people that unfortunately get pushed too far. That's why there needs to be more of a, and this again ties into what else I'm saying. There needs to be more of a hit on mental health. The problem is with these people is they like to virtue signal their BS and talk about how they care about this and that, but they don't really care, because that's what comes into mental health. When there are people there to care for these kids, they get pushed too far. So that you don't have a goddamn situation where a kid comes in with a machine gun and starts blasting people. Or
Okay. Be careful saying that kind of stuff on
you
it.
know,
Yeah,
I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but it's
that's the thing that could happen, though. I get it.
All right. Well,
I understand you can't cuddle people, but it either goes two ways. Either this, or you come to school with something, and it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, so Isaac, if you have something to add before we put a pin on this, because I want to get to the statements and some video evidence. Of,
no, I don't think that, Jeffrey. Let me answer this real quick. No, Jeffrey, I don't think Will Smith. Will Smith has been pushed, believe me, but that doesn't mean I condone anything with what he did. Yeah, Will Smith is a grown ass man and needs to understand how to act like a grown man, not do something stupid. And Will Smith has to pay for that stupid mistake.
I think he should. Listen, he's not going to end up jail the rest of his life or something. Maybe he should serve something or get some type of fine, and that way everyone can move on. And but Isaac, do you have anything to add before we move to the breaking news of their statements?
Yeah, I'll just make it quick. Please let me finish, because it is gonna sound like I'm going one way. But just let me finish. I do think everyone has a right to feel sensitive about certain things. Some people feel sensitive about, I don't know, being made fun of their weight or being made fun of their hair or something like that. Personally, growing up, I also got a little bit of bullied. And I kind of relate to Diallo a little bit because I grew up in an insanely more Hispanic place, and I was always told that I act too white because I would always wear like a Superman shirt, and they'd be like, that's not like Hispanic related and all that. And how yes, I speak fluent Spanish, but I don't like speaking Spanish that much because I know more I prefer speaking English, but
me too.
Yeah. And while I do think that people have the right to feel sensitive over certain things, I think Broden also brings up a good point. I do think that we need to start learning that words are just words, and we, as a society, we need to try to, like, at least before you react, process what you're doing, because everyone has a feeling, whether you feel rage, sadness, or whatever. You can't change that, but you can change how you react towards it. And growing up, when someone would call me, I don't know, fat or something like that, I just learned eventually you have to try to shove it off. I don't condone bullying at all, and Eddie does bring a good point, because bullying can eventually lead to something much worse than anything at all. But I do think what Will Smith did yesterday, that's an act of cowardness in that moment, as a human being. And if you have thick skin, the best way to respond is not give a response, because a lot of times these bullies, these harassers anywhere, they want a reaction out of you, and if you give that to them, it helps support them. And again, I do think people can feel sensitive about anything. I personally still feel sensitive about certain things, but I also learn you just gotta try.
I want to tell Josh, I will talk to you anytime. I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to, but you're welcome to come on any stream. Except, so I'm not sure what this is coming from, but if I need to address something with you, you could pop on the stream now, or we could do it privately. Or I don't know if you're even who you're referring to. I'm not necessarily saying. I'm just saying I don't want in the community either.
Let me put it like this. The problem with this today's society too is these people don't talk about is anti-bullying stuff. There's this thing called cry bullying, and here's where this gets into reverse. It gets into a circle. Bullying's a circle, whether you like to admit it or not. A lot of these people want to talk about doing this and anti-bullying, but then they start becoming the bully. South Park covered this perfectly, by the way.
That is kind of true, though. I can vouch for that.
Listen to the lyrics of that song. I don't want to repeat them because I don't think I want to BitMax the platform, but it says the lyrics get heavy, and I'm thinking this is the perfect example of what happens when you get too much into trying to stop bullying on a few accounts, where you start bullying the bully. You know what? I can't. What I'm saying is Halloween Kills. If anyone paid attention to that movie, actually the underlying stuff, when you saw I forgot the goofball kid's name that was bullying Tommy. He's getting bullied. There's a chain when it comes to bullying, and it goes up and up and up. But here's the thing. When you start now, and I've seen a lot of YouTubers do this same tactic, they act like they're the victim of something. So they go to their echo chamber, and then their freaking followers go and attack this person. Hi, resident victim of this, number one. Yes, you get dogpiled, crapped on. Now, me, I'm the type of person that thrives off that negativity, but other people are not like me. And I hope to God they're not like me. But I will be like, here, come and get me. I want the attention. I want you to come in. I want to roast every one of you right to your faces. But other people are like, dude, get the hell away from me. I don't know what I did, and I don't know what the hell you want. I didn't do anything to you, but that's what cry bullying can do. It creates a chain effect of people dogpiling. And on the internet, it's more prevalent. In the real world, it's not prevalent. You're not going to have that really happen to you. But on the internet, oh yeah, it's a freaking fuse box.
Oh, you got the keyboard to type behind.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's why I put the stream link in, Brian. I've done this 1,000 times. Listen, you saw what happened to me with the whole who issue the past week. What I said.
Oh yeah.
You saw that. You were worried. Everyone was worried. And listen, now I will make this as a lesson to everyone. Do not ever have the record button when you just wake up, because you are in the void of consciousness and unconsciousness, and something will pop out. So I learned that lesson.
That's why you don't stream drunk.
Never.
Okay. I do.
Max had to come kill me.
Listen, I'm not happy with everything Broden's done or said, but I'm not canceling him. We differ. We have difference of opinion on things, but
yes.
I think he has thoughtful commentary as well.
And I apologize for that. What I did, but what I am saying is, bruh, that I could have handled that one of three ways. I could have went in, talked to this person, and get dogpiled further and further, or I could have been a jerk and tripled down, or I picked the third option. Here's a stream. Here's a link. I'm going to be honest with every one of you. You can come yell at me. You can do whatever you want, and I will rebuttal you calmly and talk to you. I disarmed like every one of them. They understood that I wasn't trying to do certain things that was portrayed that I was trying to do, and I still have not watched that stream.
Okay.
And will I? No, I have an obsessive goddamn complex. I will go off in a minute, and I know my
it's better to ignore it if you know you're going to react a certain way.
Exactly.
I in the last few months, I've started to ignore things more and sleep on it. Like I was ready to make a video on something, and I didn't. If you watch a stream where I blew up and then I sat on it a few days and then I didn't even care anymore.
Max, you and. I don't want and another person.
I'm not bringing that up. Yeah.
No, I'm not going to bring up but what happened, and I don't want to say we told you so,
but I know. But I'm saying sleeping on it and removing myself from the internet in the situation really helped me.
Yes, it was what
I waited a few days and then I was having fun with movie.
Yeah, you know
what?
It really doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
That stream helped me because opening that link up, I got to meet some good people. I love what Bianca does. Robert was nice to me. Everyone, when they found out I'm not this type of guy that's being portrayed, I'm not saying I'm not a great dude. Let's be real, guys. I'm the honest one, and the honest one's gonna get the heat. And unfortunately, I'm gonna get called a bad dude. I got called a sociopath, a misogynist. Not lying to you. All this was told to me. I was called all these things, but I'm like, here, all right. If you think that, here's a link, and then come see what I'm about. And then everyone's like, yeah, you're not that guy. And I apologize for what I did. The video's out there.
Everyone makes mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
Let's move on to some more stuff because I have a lot of I did research on this because it is an important conversation. I also not to justify what Will did, but you have to understand how it got to this point. It wasn't just last night.
Yeah, but here's the thing I have a problem with. I'm pretty sure Will and Chris are friends. So that's what.
No, there's. I'm gonna reveal. Well, I think people know that there was comments back on 2016.
No, I know those comments you're talking about.
Yeah,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
All
Enoch already covered it too.
All right, so let me also bring this up because this is important because I think statements are very important. I'm pretty happy. I'm sure people helped them with these statements, but I'm glad they both released statements too. I'm glad Chris also did. So Chris isn't just letting Will just take take the whole brunt of it. I think that even though lost their cool, and also Chris Rock had a bad moment too. I'm very happy with how they're handling it because you can't go back and change the past. No one has a time machine. You can't go back and change it. What can you do now, moving forward? So let's look at both of their statements, and I'm really happy with these statements. I almost would have preferred it to be video though instead of just text. I mean, everything else is on video. I mean, that's just a small criticism. Like, it would have been even more so if he could have released the video. He has a YouTube channel as well. Will Smith, violence in all of its forms is poisonous and destructive. My behavior at last night's Academy Awards was unacceptable and inexcusable. Now, I wish he would have taken that a stronger thing in his, during his acceptance speech because they gave him extra time too. Jokes at my expense are part of the job, but a joke about Jada's medical condition was too much for me to bear, and I reacted emotionally. I would like to publicly apologize to you, Chris. I was out of line and I was wrong. I'm embarrassed, and my actions were not indicative of the man I want to be. There's no place for violence in this world of love and kindness. I would also like to apologize to the Academy, the producers of the show, all the attendees, and everyone watching around the world. I would like to apologize to the Williams family and my King Richard family. I deeply regret that my behavior has stained what has been an otherwise gorgeous journey for all of us. I love that too. I am a work in progress. Sincerely, Will. So that's a great statement, though. I mean, what's your thoughts on that, Ryan? You want to go first? I like that.
Yeah,
I think it needed to be done.
Go. I mean, as far as apologies go, and the whole "you should never apologize" thing, but good on him, man. No, and I this in the chat. I think this will be the last thing I'll say on it. Dude, maturity goes a long way, and that letter showed a little bit of maturity there. And I think with this situation, we all need to learn from it. Just to have the power to change the channel, have the power to not engage with something. It was like that with me. Remember when I lost my cool over the Snyder stuff? With this Restore the Snyderverse, and I was like, I don't want to hear about it anymore. I don't care anymore. I don't want to see it again. But then after a little bit, I calmed down and I realized that, hey, they're still very good in that fandom, and there's not, despite the vocal outliers, So I just, everything's gonna be all right, guys. Just take this in, learn from it, what you can, and we'll go from there.
And let's be real, this isn't isolated to the Oscars. This is all know
this is life,
people,
man.
No, these are real people, and that also is a great thing because a lot of us content creators on YouTube treat celebrities like objects. Even go back to Tommy Tallarico and Television Amico. He's made mistakes, but he's a person. Doesn't mean he's all bad because he's, people make mistakes. They bleed. They have feelings. And I think also, the way his family's been treated, he's been under scrutiny a lot because of his religion, because of his relationship with his wife, where people go into it. They have really no say in if he has an open marriage or not. That's all I'm going to say about it. They really should not get involved. And then also his children that identify or, there's a lot of things, a lot of commentary that's unacceptable for other people to comment on. It's not anyone's business. And how he's been mistreated by the Academy and Hollywood in general, I think he has been. I think this shouldn't have come to this point. And I think he kind of had this perfect image in his mind. His expectations of the night also, where he got disrespected again. They were front and center. There's nothing right there. the moment he's been working so hard. This is probably one of the things he worked for the hardest, besides actually having a career and making a living for his family. This was he idolized in his mind of where he could get it, and finally they give him the recognition he wants, and then in that moment you got to disrespect him again. Go ahead, CJH. Did you have something to say? Okay, well, Isaac,
No,
did
I'm
you?
good.
Okay, did you want to comment on the apology, Isaac?
I'm glad he apologized. You know, it's sometimes for some people the hardest thing they can do is apologize when they make a mistake or an error.
Is this a message at me, man?
No, to be honest, I sometimes forget what everyone says. But I still criticize Will Smith for his actions. Now, I do think Chris Rock, he should have maybe thought about it. I don't agree with how he making that joke. But like I said earlier, he still physically assaulted somebody. And, you know,
Hey, Joe.
if any of us had done that, we'd right now not be on the internet. I am still glad he did apologize. However, I do think it's going to take a while for people to see him back. Because look, I grew up with Will Smith. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is one of my favorite shows of all time. I Am Legend. I love it. Pursuit of Happiness. I even liked him in Suicide Squad as Deadshot. But seeing what he did yesterday showed, and I don't think he is immature. Obviously, he's shown throughout the years how professional he is. He's shown how mature he is. I do think as a human being, he had that, you know, that instant actor, because everyone's had that moment in their lives where they're done with it, and you know they start raging out. I still have a lot of disrespect for Will Smith for what he did yesterday, not as a person, but for the moment. But I am glad he did at least apologize and made like a full statement rather than just kind of ignoring it.
Anyone else want to comment on the statement? Eddie, DL, Josh, Broden?
Yeah, I appreciate the apology as well. Will Smith did show some maturity there. But yeah, as Isaac said, it's probably going to take a while for people to, you know, like be okay with Will Smith, because like unfortunately people are going to look at this apology and be like, that's not enough, which is really sad, because I don't know what else you want the man to do.
Yeah,
But yeah,
right.
what he did like wasn't. Yeah, it's like this is the type of world we live in. Like, you know, you do one little thing, you're going to be judged for it. And it's very unfortunate, but like, yeah, I'm still of the mind that, you know, Will did not have to go to that measure, you know, to assault Chris. Like, this could have been avoided. This could have been handled in a better situation. But as I said, you know, I appreciate that he came out and, you know, was being the bigger man
Well,
about it.
Jeffrey Miller, I understand one of his children did tweet that out. Keep in mind that's someone that's not mature, hasn't lived their life long enough to you know. I mean, we have some people older on the internet that said that they felt it was justified, and I'm not judging them. I completely disagree. But yeah, let's not judge his children, especially since they're extremely biased too. You know. All right. So anyone want? Let's go to Chris Rock's statement, if that's okay. Because I'm very happy that Chris also made a statement. That's really legit. I'm happy they both made a statement at the same time. That shows. Yeah, and even though it's not on video and his audio saying this, I don't think his message could have got any better. I'm sure it was gone through with a fine-tooth comb though with his PR people, but still, I can't imagine a better apology.
To be honest with all of this, there is nothing more these guys can do. Just move on, make it, and be done with it. I think the issue is you have people who are pundits or certain YouTubers out there, I'm not going to name who it is, but they think, oh, this apology is fake. And I'm like, listen, guys, this is Hollywood. You're not going to get a better apology. This is it. This is the statement. There's nothing else. What do you guys expect? A fruit bouquet?
Thanks, Degrassi.
Well, Degrassi, he did slap me. I feel as though I could sue
Jake
him.
Paul type apology.
There's nothing else to really do with this. It's an apology and it's an apology. It's done. I think the fact is, I use this as entertainment, but I'm not actually taking this that deeply seriously. To be honest with you, it's something that's going to blow over, and we'll get to the next stupid topic that's going to involve some other idiot doing
This will
something
be in
else.
the rear view quick.
So what
Maybe
happened there
someone
at the
else does something else
Oscars and
stupid.
Chris Rock
I
made a
might do
bad
something
joke
stupid,
and then
and I'll be a
Will Smith
topic.
slapped
Who
him?
knows?
Oh, wait, one at a time. Josh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So what happened? It was I heard at the Oscars Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That's all I got. Was Chris Rock making a bad joke about Will Smith's wife? I think I heard something about that.
Yes, yes. And then you should never, even though it was in bad taste, it never justifies violence. Especially So he should face some consequences. No, I'm not acting like that, Degrassi, but I do think there has to be a precedent set because just like you, Degrassi, if you went up and did that, if you went and slapped Chris, what would happen to you? So whether we like it or not, like I'm not happy that Will Smith, someone I really enjoy's work, and I've kind of idolized in the past. He's, it used to be Will Smith's weekend, July 4th, during the movie fans releasing his great blockbuster movies all the time. I don't want him to be fined or potentially a mark on his maybe like a police report or anything, but I think it has to be, though, just because we have to be, if we really want to live in a world where everyone is actually true to equally and consistency. If it would happen to you, it should happen to him, no matter how much we like him, right? And then on an alternate note, if it was someone we really didn't like that did that, what would you expect to them? Like if it was someone that people generally don't like, and you know what I mean? So it has to be consistent. All right. Let's get to the Chris Rock statement here. Let me bring this up. We could go to other movie topics too. This is interesting conversation though.
Wait, we talk about movies here?
Yeah, we do.
No way. No, I'm just kidding.
That's all we talk about here.
No. Wait, you guys watch movies?
All right. Well, this is Chris's statement. I'm very happy because he didn't really have to, did he? He could just let this go. I'm very happy they both did it. That shows, even though it was a bad moment, it shows a lot of maturity here to release them at the same time. Chris Rock's statement regarding last night's Academy Award Oscars. As a comedian, it can be difficult to understand which lines are to be crossed and which ones aren't. Last night, I crossed the line that I shouldn't have and paid an enormous price of my reputation as a renowned comedian. Comedy is never about poking fun or making light of people with major ordeals happening in their lives. Actually, it can be too, but I still like what he's saying here. Comedy is about using real life circumstances to create laughter and bring light to an otherwise dark world. With that said, I sincerely apologize to my friends, Jada Pinkett Smith, Will Smith, and the rest of the Smith family for the disrespect and disregard I displayed, which was unfortunately broadcast for the world to see. I hope that with time, forgiveness can become the situation and we can all be better, more considerate people in the end. That's a great positive moment. So that is worth covering, Anyone have commentary on that?
Get on it.
Yeah.
Be better.
I like his apology too. It's
the hashtag be better that everyone likes to mock on the internet. I don't like to mock that. I think the thing is, you don't throw it at someone else without looking in the mirror either, though.
Well,
you don't say you be better, but don't look into yourself.
Well, here's the thing, though. From a comedy standpoint, no, I'm sorry. You should never apologize. That's the one thing. Like for me, as far as jokes go, like I don't know, man. It's supposed to push your boundaries. It's supposed to make you uncomfortable, man. Like some of the best stand-up comedies in history did that.
Unfortunately, man, with comedy,
it's just you can't do it these days.
It's either all okay or none of it's okay.
Of course.
Because we live in a very politically correct and sensitive society. It's just
I grew up with George Carlin kids.
But here's the thing: what I don't understand is, there's only in this country we're not that politically correct. It's just a few pockets in this damn country.
No, it's just loud people who enforce it. It's the
very, very vocal,
very annoyingly loud people who need to be absolutely, to me, ignored, not silenced, ignored. Because that's kind of
Yeah, exactly. Just ignore them and move on with your life.
And that's what the problem is. The people who aren't ignoring it are the people that need to ignore them the most. And that's why we have the issues we have. And not to get on a long-winded rant like a psychopath, but listen, these are all a bunch of stupid. Now, when it comes down to these, these SJWs, they're all a bunch of dumb kids that are learning lessons, to me, not the right way or on the fly, not being taught anything really valuable, but they think they have to save the world with a ridiculous complex. The problem is, listen, that may be true, but we don't have to actually listen to them. We don't actually have to listen to what these people are saying, but the problem is people who are listening are the ones that are influencing our media, our content. Like, I don't mean to bring it to this situation, but man, Gina Carano getting fired because some kids got butthurt on Twitter. What? What did that have to do with anything else? No one else said anything on set. In fact, you had the most liberal dude on that show. I forgot his name. Giancarlo was his name? Giancarlo something? And he goes and says, "Listen, Gina's an upstanding, great."
Yeah,
Esposito. That dude is liberal as much as anything. I mean, blue flag that dude, whatever. That guy sat there and stood up. I'm like, this is the problem. We're listening to all these dumb kids that have zero qualifications on anything, and it's ridiculous. And it creates this stupid culture war. This culture war has absolutely turned things that I love into a crap show. There's a reason I do music now, because you can't taint music as a whole. You could always taint certain sections of music, right? But you can't taint it as a whole, which is why I've been talking so much about bands, all these things, why I bring up all this music. I'm sick of geek stuff. I looked one day in the mirror and I said, man, I'm so sick of talking this stuff. Either it's the Mikey Suttons of the world or the Grace Randolph, these people that I can't stand. Or I'll say it. I don't give a damn.
Let him speak, Matt.
Let me speak my facts here.
I like what you're saying.
I'm sick of it. I'm sick of them. I'm sick of the culture war between two sides of morons that are fighting some stupid dumb thing. How about you guys shut up and enjoy a goddamn movie for once in your damn lives, or don't?
Man.
I don't care.
You can actually sleep at night. It's amazing. Trust me.
It's great. I stopped
guys.
talking about it. It's so great. So now I'm just talking about music stuff, and it's been the best I've ever felt. I haven't gotten into trouble. I haven't done anything stupid, and I haven't been hit with stuff. So yeah, that's just my statement on that. Hold on, let me go check on something.
And also, something people need to remember is this is just entertainment. At the end of the day, this isn't like a global apocalypse. It's entertainment. It's about enjoying. And if you don't like something, then just don't watch it or give it a bad review and then move on. Kind of like that. And especially with content creators, like some people don't like certain content creators. If you don't like them, just don't watch their videos. That way, like Brian said, you can sleep at night.
Well, I thought this would be interesting to share. I did this on my video, but I think you guys should watch this too. This is like some context of when he made the previous joke, just where it's coming from. I think there was a lot of disrespect showed to them. This is okay. So, I mean, there's a lot of discussion there. Me particularly, I think the Academy overlooks a lot of things. And I do see they had a point then. I honestly don't think it should have been mocked, though. And that's what Chris Rock did. Again, doesn't justify anything. I'm just giving you some context. This just didn't come out of anywhere. And I'm glad. Unfortunately, it's better now. And then that happened yesterday.
Today is Martin Luther King's birthday, and I can't help but ask the question, is it time that people of color recognize how much power, influence that we have amassed?
Okay. All right. So I thought that was interesting to share. And then we'll get to, the actual, what he said at the Oscars. That was the context of what was happening. And then this is the joke that Chris Rock, again, I'm not saying you couldn't joke about it, but knowing that your fellow people in the entertainment industry of the same race are struggling and then mocking it, and then the Academy. It was kind of more so than Chris, the way everyone in the Academy laughed at his joke and clapped so much after it when they knew there are some issues was kind of what was disgusting to me, and that's why I thought I'd show it here. All right, here it is. We'll watch the beginning of this. It's only like 30 seconds.
You know, says she's not coming, protesting. I'm like, it's not a TV show. Jada's gonna boycott the Oscars. Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
That's still funny.
Wait, he told that same joke?
Shut up. Okay, all right. So that's the context.
Damn.
I do like the boycotting the panties. That's kind of funny, but
it's not appropriate. But it's
wait,
still
are we
funny.
boycotting panties now?
No. Yes,
I'm
we
just
are.
kidding.
Take them away.
Yeah, we're
Take them
boycotting
away.
Rihanna's
Take them
panties
away.
now. That's exactly
You know
what
what?
we're doing.
Underwear
No, we're
is
not.
overrated.
Listen, this doesn't negate how she felt. Just because you have a different opinion there.
Do not feed the touch. Touch is a person that you don't feed. Just
okay.
You're off.
Okay. All right. So now that you saw that, do you see that it? Do you see that it wasn't potentially? There's more to it.
I mean, I kind of see that.
Is she led that up because Will has been working so many years and he was completely ignored on that last. I didn't ever watch the movie Concussion. Did you guys? Or what is that? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Is it very good or?
I haven't watched it.
Which movie?
I don't really. It didn't appeal to me. I watched some of it. I'm gonna be real with you. He didn't really deserve to get nominated that year.
I don't know. Okay. That's your opinion. Okay.
That's my opinion. In my opinion, but you know what? I'll say one thing though. This story is when I pretty much gave up on the Oscars when it came out when I was younger.
Okay.
12 Years a Slave pretty much broke the awards, right? It came out a report, and I believe this report wholeheartedly, that half the Academy never actually watched 12 Years a Slave, yet voted them in. Next year, the actor for Selma that played Martin Luther King never was, and I think this is this year that they're talking about, that they boycotted, he wasn't nominated. Now, I'm just going to say...
David Oyelowo wasn't nominated? What the...
It's what I'm checking. The actor that played Martin Luther King.
And then you have Chris Rock mocking it when there's an actual issue there. And then did you see how much all those people were clapping?
That's how corny it is. It's corny. It's very corny. And I'm going to be honest with you.
All those white people.
I'm just saying this is why I completely and absolutely do not support the Oscars for what it is. It's a complete clown show and a disgrace to cinema. I mean, Stella was talking about it last on the Poindexter's Lounge. It's not taken seriously. It's almost a joke. And to the point, honestly, the only good host we ever had in the last 10, 15 years was Seth MacFarlane. And that's because he just absolutely took a massive dump on the whole thing anyway. The Oscars is a joke, and it's just become a pandering mess fest of just trying to. And listen, of course, I'm all for inclusion. Everyone thinks that because I hate forced diversity, it means I hate diversity. No, I hate forcing it where it doesn't belong and ruins a movie. No, there needs to be diverse topics. There needs to be more diversity. It's just when you sit there and you literally pick a year to have a black movie, a slave movie of all things, actually, get some love. And then the next year, you don't even pay attention enough to actually give the guy that played Martin Luther King well and Selma a damn freaking nomination. Yeah, that's when I realized the Oscars was a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke. And this is what we're talking about.
That's a joke.
It's a joke. A complete joke. And I kind of gave up from it from there. So I wasn't even interested in watching this year until the Will Smith thing happened. I laughed hard at it. But after that, I'm like, yeah, the Oscars I don't support. And I don't need validation from a bunch of out-of-touch old pieces of garbage that don't give a damn about movies anyway. Like, listen, they only care about putting people in if it's like the right movie. It's like a Lifetime Achievement Award. Like, they voted in Will Smith this year. I don't even know if Will Smith even deserved it this year. I got to watch a harder.
He did. He did. That was a great performance.
I don't know. I disagree. I watched it. He didn't steal the show from me. I thought he was the third best actor behind the wife. She stole the show. I thought, whoa. And then Punisher. But that's my opinion. But I have to watch
I thought Andrew Garfield should have won it, but that's
Garfield too. I mean,
this is more of a subjective debate.
Yeah, but I will say I felt it was a lifetime achievement award, like they did with Leo, because they gave Leo a goddamn award for fighting a bear, but whatever. Not even close to his best movie. But again, the
And they
Oscars
have-
doesn't ever pick the best actor. They really don't. I honestly don't believe
Andy
they ever.
Serkis doesn't
truly
have an
try.
award.
Huh? Go
Did
ahead.
you know Andy
What'd you say?
Serkis was never given an award?
That's not surprising. I mean, they took forever to give Leo an award. It's a joke. It's why I don't ever use it for validation when it comes to acting. Like, I'll say it, and this might be a little controversial. Rami Malek had no business winning that award over Christian Bale. No business. Christian Bale played for me one of the harder roles you could play.
Wait, what year did Raimi win?
Oh wait, no. Rami Malek. He won for
No, I meant like what year?
Thank you,
forget,
CJH.
2019
I
or
hope you have a great
2020.
birthday. Sorry, we're
When
talking
did
about
when
Will
did
Smith
Bohemian
all the time.
Rhapsody come out? Because that's what he won it for. And I watched the movie, and I'm sorry, no, he had good. Listen, the dance number stuff that was incredible, great. The rest of it, ugh. Compared to what Bale did, Bale killed it. And I'm thinking the only reason you chose this guy for the Oscar win is because it wouldn't look good as a tagline. So I stopped giving a big care about the Oscars.
It's
a long
Ford
time
v
ago.
Ferrari. What are you talking about?
Huh?
I mean,
Ford v
Ford v
Ferrari.
Ferrari was great though.
No, I'm talking about Bohemian Rhapsody.
Wait, I believe he won
No, I'm
2018.
talking about Christian Bale.
We're
No, I'm talking about
we're
Christian
getting
Bale.
real sidetracked here. We're getting real sidetracked.
Did Chris Hemsworth win an Oscar? Because
Not that I know of.
I would have given one for that movie for V. I don't know.
All right. Well, let's
Hemsworth
watch.
wasn't even. He was in Rush.
Yeah. Let's watch a little of this. This is The Camper and Robert Meyer. We're not going to watch the whole thing, and then we'll move to other stuff. We'll move to it.
We gotta listen to Chris. She actually says something really good about comedians being targeted.
Because with the sauna, you'll say goodbye.
Chris, what is our fifth main topic today?
This one comes from Nicholas Falls. Congratulations to Will Smith. Not on your best actor win, but on upstaging everyone else and making damn sure that you are the only winner anyone remembers.
I actually like what
Nobody
Chris
will
had to
remember
say in
Coda,
this, too.
just like Chad.
Yeah, but honestly, this commenter's right though. It did even if it is offensive to you,
It is a shame.
It's disrespect for the whole audience and everyone else there.
It's a shame.
It's truth. I don't know. What do
Did you guys see what they did earlier? They recreated the slap. Rob and John.
No, they're about to do it. They're about to do it.
No, it's in the full stream. They did
Oh
like
wait,
a
it's the
couple-
beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, not in this video.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the thing. Like the second ever deaf actor won an Oscar, and we're talking about two idiots that got into a scuffle over a joke. That is the biggest travesty.
I'm not censoring you, but man,
as I said earlier, brother, I would talk about
okay.
having
Brian's
diversity
gotta
in
head out. Thanks, Brian.
Later, guys.
Sorry,
Have a good night.
next time it's
Bye,
movie
Brian.
topics.
Oh no, it's
Bye,
okay.
Brian.
I'm still going. I'm gonna grab some more food and hang out for a minute.
All right.
Take it easy, y'all.
Bye.
All right. So let's watch a little bit of this. So you watched this already, Isaac?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll send you the clip of the slap.
What? Oh,
I'll send you a
I
link
didn't
to the
know. I
slap.
didn't know they. Why would they do that?
It was funny
They'll
though.
all remember a petulant movie star who exposed himself to be a selfish narcissist. It's all about you, Will. Good job.
All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in.
Wait, is there a question there?
Good job?
Good job? Question mark? Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. All right. Let's talk about the elephant in the room here, shall we? So I don't really need to recap what happened. Chris Rock, a comedian, got on stage.
We recreated it. The head of the
Yeah,
show
we
today.
did kind of recreate it.
Oh wait,
That wasn't real.
let's get to the. Hold
Chris
on a
Rock,
second.
a comedian.
Hold on, I gotta have this clip. This looks so funny, Isaac, that I might have to have this clip as a drop.
Robert Meyer Burnett has some talent. He's
He's a
should be
good
a good actor.
Yeah,
He
I
should
was
be.
impressed. I was really
Yeah.
impressed.
All right,
Now
hold
somebody's
on a
got to
sec.
like screenshot that and just have that there forever.
All right, hold on. Let me bring this up.
Is it gonna be part of the intro now?
Oh, intro, it would be great.
Oh wow! Whoa!
Afterwards, he starts screaming, but he was muted. So
Whoa!
That's exactly what I wanted to do to him for Spider-Man No Way Home. That's exactly what I wanted to do.
A couple of seconds before,
Camping
he
that's
just
selling
looks-
in this is freaking trash.
That's what I'm gonna
Yeah, he
do
like-
when I need people to calm down so we can hear other panels speak. I'm gonna get Robert Burnett on you. Wow.
Camping could have sold that better.
I like how
Now,
in the longer version, Rob is like staring at the camera for like a couple of seconds, and it's a deadly. You never want to see a man stare at you that way.
is it wrong that I like fake violence? I don't like real violence, but I like comedic fake violence because that was hilarious.
Hey.
Eddie, did you, Josh, you see that?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dude, Campia should have sold it better. Come on. He's in the movie business when it comes to the talk and everything. He should know how to sell a slap.
Wait, she did? Did she react to the Jessica Chastain winning? I'll wait that for tomorrow's show.
Oh my god, that's gonna be funny.
I'm sure she's pissed. I'm sure.
Oh,
she's
congrats,
angry.
Jessica Chastain.
Sorry, Max.
Going to be a very edgy comedian. Made a joke comparing Jada Smith to G.I. Jane 2, to which Will Smith...
Should they make G.I. Jane 2?
Hell yeah.
The first one.
Now that it's got promotion, I guess so.
Yeah, watch them announce G.I. Jane 2 in development.
It was ahead of its time.
We've got video. We'll show you video of it. When he told the joke, Will Smith laughed. Jada Pinkett Smith.
Tomorrow I'm gonna do clickbait. G.I. Jane 2 announced after Oscar talk.
We caught you in
Really?
full game.
Not comfortable with the joke. I guess Will Smith saw she was not comfortable with the joke. Decide, I better not be comfortable with the joke too.
No, I
and
completely
proceeded-
I don't like that people. Really getting annoyed with. I mean, everyone's got their subjective opinion, but I'm really getting annoyed saying, "Oh, he was laughing at it first." He was laughing at the previous thing, and when stuff happens, your face drops, and you realize what's going on. What's your take on that? I don't like saying, "Oh, you know exactly for sure he was laughing at it first before." No, you could kind of see his whole mood change to me if you really watch it.
Let me ask you
It's
something.
funny that he took like a snippet of him laughing, but we didn't see the full context of what happened. So I did watch the full thing where he laughed at the previous joke. So you're right about that.
Mm-hmm. What were you gonna say, Josh?
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you have a wife, just like I do, if someone was talking shit, making fun of your wife,
yeah,
and she was in the acting business, and no matter how hard she tried, they would joke and make fun of her, talk shit for years. Wouldn't after so long that really get to you? And then you being a human being, you snap.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what happened to Will Smith. Everybody's been talking crap about his kids and the bad acting, his family, and I think he finally just snapped.
Right. It's not just one thing. That's the other point of this. Beyond the terrific event, we have to start treating people like people. I guess yes, people have their freedom of speech, but I think he was to the point where he's getting tired of people talking about him and his family, and realize these are flesh and blood people. They can only take so much.
Exactly.
Yeah, it doesn't justify anything, but it's a reality. People.
No, but it's just it gives you a reason why.
Yeah. All right. Let me see here.
To walk on stage and physically assault a presenter at the Academy Awards. He went on stage and hit the guy.
And then continued to swear on live TV.
Now, I've seen John Campia rage quit. If you want to know, Isaac has a video. Can you bring up that video of him smashing? It's on your channel, Isaac, of him throwing the microphone. No, he has some rage issues as well, but at least he takes it out on equipment.
And you swear and blah, 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 all after laughing at the joke initially and thinking it was funny. Now, a debate has broken out about this whole thing.
I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair. Do you think Fourth, I love you, man. But do you think that he made it public, or the trade, like National Enquirer and stuff? Maybe he said that he's got an open marriage, but then people diving into it, that's not on anyone's business, really. Does anyone know that he made it public and it wasn't just gossip sites in magazines? I don't know anywhere where he made.
Didn't his wife talk about it publicly?
Maybe she did. Oh, she does have a show. She does have a show. Maybe she said it on her show. Did she? Do you know DL? Did she say it on her show?
Yes, they've talked about, like, they even Will be on there and they be talking about their relationship and their marriage and stuff like that. So it's already somewhat public. So I don't know what he mean by that.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe he didn't like that. I don't know. That's between them two, though. She does have a new show. Well, she's
isn't that where the meme came from of Will Smith crying?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a little bit. Okay, sorry guys. Just a little bit. Okay, sorry guys.
Everyone kept wondering what the full context was, and I don't know what it is. I
don't know either. Like,
I think he was getting massive feedback in his new phones, his new headphones. I don't remember the context, but I think that was what was going on.
I remember I heard John. He kept constantly referencing how he broke headphones once, and I tried finding it on YouTube. I could never. Then I found it on Reddit, and I was like, "Hey, why not post it on YouTube?"
Mm-hmm. All right.
About whether or not what Chris Rock said was appropriate. What the fuck are you talking about? It doesn't matter if what Chris Rock said.
I agree with Campia here. I totally agree with it. It doesn't matter if it was inappropriate or not. I do think it was inappropriate. It doesn't matter.
Said was appropriate or not. I've heard much less appropriate jokes made.
Yeah,
at the
me
Oscars
too.
Before.
Me too.
Yep.
I've heard much less appropriate jokes made.
Dude,
at the
Amy
Golden
Schumer
Globes,
said worse
at
things.
the Emmys,
Mm-hmm.
at the Tonys.
Well, Amy
at
Schumer
the
steals
NBC
worse things,
Awards,
people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Or whatever. I've heard a lot. But regardless of the appropriateness or inappropriateness of Chris Rock's joke, that is not the issue. That's not the issue. The issue is, was it appropriate that in response to the joke, the guy got up, walked on stage, made it all about him, so he never should have gone on stage in the first place, and decided to physically attack a guy? There's a buddy of mine who you guys have heard me mention before, who is a comedian. Sorry, I just want to bring it up. And I haven't actually spoken to him in like 6 or 7 months, but he texted me last night. He's a stand-up comedian. He says, legitimately terrified to do any more stand-up routines. I'm honestly in fear that someone's going to come up on stage and hit me because Will Smith just made it okay.
Now, the other reason I did watch a little bit of this video, the other reason I wanted to show is it shows a lot of comedians. That's why I made the thumbnail like this. And then we'll go on to other movie topics. That's why there's so many comedians in here. It is they've been under fire a lot, and this does not need to be, they don't need more pressure on them like this to fear that someone is going to imitate Will. And as much as people are responsible for their own actions,
Max, you better leave Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle alone, all right, man? I'm just letting you know. I know you're eyeing them. I know you're eyeing Bill Burr and Dave Chappelle.
I like them. I personally thought some of Dave Chappelle's jokes were a bad taste, but I'm not canceling them though. I just didn't, I'm just gonna not like them and realize what he's doing.
Well, that's the way it should be. That's the way it should be. But
yeah,
unfortunately, it's not.
I'm just gonna not like what he said. I'm not trying to cancel him though. And I think most of the time he's very funny, and then he does push the edge, just like most comedians do. But this is why this is an important discussion. And I'll also get back to Degrassi. I'm not acting like it personally affected me, but the way it's changed the industry now, this is a major concern. Imagine if you were a comedian. This would not.
Yeah, can we actually get to Chris's comments? Because she actually talks about the video.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Because Will Smith just made it okay.
Now, is that fair? Is that fair to say he made it okay? Kind of, it did. I think
in the moment, yes.
I think it kind of gave the okay to, well, it was justified.
To distract from the issue here. They're trying to make the issue that, was what Chris Rock said appropriate? That's not the issue. It doesn't matter.
Let me get to Austin's comment here. So what about Chris Rock been joking about Jada and saying stuff for a couple years? For a couple years, Jada has been part of his comedy routine, and Will got fed up. Camper's friend is dumb. I agree, Austin, that it has been part of the routine, and there's a lot of disrespect, especially when they were making a statement and they were mocking them that she wasn't even invited when she had every right to be there. Yeah. Yes, I agree with that, Josh. Yeah. All right.
Whether you think what he said was appropriate or not. Comedians, listen, newsflash. Comedians make jokes all the time that is offensive to somebody. Every joke you laugh at is offensive and hurtful to somebody. Unless it's a why did the chicken cross the road joke. Unless that, every joke you hear will probably offend or hurt somebody, to which everybody always says, but it's a joke. We got to be able to laugh at things.
Yep.
Right?
Sticks and stones.
Sticks and stones. And honestly, as far as jokes go, the one Chris Rock made was fairly tame. And if you don't think it was fairly tame, that's fine. It doesn't change the issue. It does not change the issue. A bunch of people started to respond to this online and giving some comments about it.
This is why I thought it was interesting.
I said the Oscars wouldn't be boring. Luke Skywalker himself, Mark
Hamill. This is why I wanted to cover this, because then we'll move on to other stuff after this.
Stand-up comics are very apt at handling hecklers. Violent physical assault, not so much. Ugliest Oscar moment ever. Came from Mark Hamill.
I do want to give Chris Rock some credit there. He handled it like a pro after the fact. And I appreciate him not matching the intensity back. That would have been horrible if he would have said, because let's be real, if he would have lost his cool like Will did, it could have been worse. It could have been a brawl.
Yeah, you would have had a full fight.
Yeah, so the way Chris handled it, even though his joke was in potentially bad taste, he took it, and then when he was saying get her out of your effing mouth, he said, okay, I will. No jokes about it. And comedians sometimes want to play everything off like a joke. He could another comedian that's not as seasoned might have thrown it right back at him, or you can't take it. Might have made a quippy remark.
How I would have handled it, knowing the fact that I have a temper. Well,
yeah,
the microphone stand is going to be used, but
we'll see, Broden. Then that we're glad you're.
I'm not meant to be at the Oscars, okay? I'm not meant to be there, so I'm just letting you know if it was one of us, there's going to be something happening. But these are professionals, and I do commend Chris Rock for not having the urge to absolutely try and. Yeah, I'm going to stop there, but seriously, I'm just being real. But yeah, I will say, this whole thing was funny. I'm just trying to understand, if you're gonna go up there, man, at least punch him. Don't sit there.
No. See what, Broden? I disavow that.
No, why you gonna slap a man?
Yeah, that's all. If you're gonna be stupid, at least get your full stupidity marks in. Come on, man.
No, if
no one's gonna be trying to hit anyone, but if you're gonna do it, at least make it count.
Listen, neither is okay. But if this was a punch, this would be even worse. Yeah.
Oh, this would have been a freaking bloodbath. But
yeah. All right, let's get to more reactions here. This is from Rob Reiner.
What are we looking at, Max?
Campia, and then reacting to
because we don't see it. We can't see it. Bro.
Sorry.
Yeah, I can't.
Sorry.
Jesus, Max.
Shut up, Basil.
No, your dog should criticize you. Your dog is criticizing you.
And giving some comments about it. Will Packer wrote, "Welp, I said the Oscars wouldn't be boring. Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill, said stand-up comics are very apt at handling hecklers. Violent physical assault, not so much. Ugliest Oscar moment ever." Came from Mark Hamill. Iconic legendary director Rob Reiner. Will Smith owes Chris Rock a huge apology. There's no excuse for what he did. He's lucky Chris is not filing assault charges. Chris Rock chose not to file charges. The excuses he made tonight were bullshit. Ida Bay Wells, who I believe wrote the 1619 Project, I'm typing that you can assault I'm tripping that you can assault somebody on live television on stage at the Oscars and just take your seat and watch the rest of the show. Michael Steele writes, what a sad commentary when you slap the crap out of someone on live TV, win an Oscar, get a standing ovation, and then accept the Oscar talking about love. There is so much wrong about this moment. Let's get to some comedians. So if you're a big enough star, you can slap somebody on live TV, casually sit down, enjoy the rest of the ceremony, win an award, get a standing ovation, kind of apologize, but not really, get another standing ovation, and then have people defend you. America is amazing. I said
That's a true statement. If you're a big enough star, that's true.
Yeah.
You know, all of us would be, our careers would be over. We'd lose our jobs and everything. I you know, if I smacked Chris Rock, I'd lose my job. I'd be in jail. I'd be fine. My God, dogs. All right, so we'll only watch a little bit more, and then we have some other stuff to talk about.
I hope we actually get to Chris Carr's comments because, like, she said something really.
All right, well, I'll skip ahead to her. Okay, all right, after that.
I wanted to get to a couple of comedians here, so let's go down to.
I do want to see what comedians say.
Where'd we go? We'll go by Jimmy. I like Michael Moore's tweet. As usual, when it comes to time, as usual, when it comes time to hand out the documentary Oscar, all hell breaks loose. I love that. ESPN figure Stephen A. Smith. If Will Smith seriously did that and he wins the Oscar, he just stained the greatest moment of his career. You cannot do that crap, especially as a black man in that position to another black man on that stage. This was not a joke. Will won't live this down. I love Richard Marx. Singer Richard Marx said this. Hey, professional comedians, be on notice. From now on, you need to make sure your jokes don't offend people, especially extremely attractive, famous, and exorbitantly wealthy people.
That was an expert. Oh, that was an expert. That was from a comedian. That he's not. That's a joke. Yes, celebrity privilege. Okay. That's true. You need to make sure you don't offend extremely attractive, famous, and exorbitantly wealthy people, because they will get away with it.
Get into some comedians. Comedian Hal Sparks wrote this. Somebody in Will Smith's circle needs to tell him that there is no way what he did tonight won't result in a comedian somewhere getting beat up or killed. He just greenlit a lot of violence. There's going to need to be a lot of cleanup. Then we've got Kathy Griffin, who I'm not a big Kathy Griffin fan, to be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of her comedy, but she is a very prominent comedian. She said the following. Let me tell you something. It's a very bad practice to walk up on stage and physically assault a comedian. Now we all have to worry about who wants to be the next Will Smith in comedy clubs and theaters.
Well, Kathy Griffin has to worry in general either because her takes are horrible, but she has. But yes, that's true. That's true. Okay, Fourth 1000 said Greenland. No. If someone does something, they're responsible for that. As society in the academy, they are responsible for how they handle it. Something, I don't know what the right answer is. Something obviously has to be done. And I am happy with both their response and the academy's response today because they said they were investigating it. Did they do the right thing in the moment? I'm not sure. Because from what I heard, because I watched, don't hate me for it. I watched a CNN video before I made this stream. They said because it was about this subject. They said they have sources. CNN has sources.
It's a big bad word.
That say in the period of time between the event and when Will took stage to accept the award, they were split on whether he should be escorted out or not, and it's very close to him being escorted out. Some people think that should have happened.
I only believe it if it's from Mikey's son.
Okay, good. That's the way I believe it too. All right, let's let D out be happy and get to.
As a culture, we can be pretty hypocritical sometimes. Can't they take a joke? I mean, comedians can't be funny anymore. But hey, it's Will Smith. He's rich and famous and good looking and all that kind of stuff. Oh, that's okay if Will Smith does it. Anyway, you saw this. What stood out to you? What are your thoughts?
Good. I'm glad he said
so
that for us.
Here. Oh my goodness. First of all, no one behaved well in this situation.
Yeah.
I think. As a comedian and as somebody who's done stand-up comedy,
I didn't know she was a
comedian.
Punch
up. You don't want to punch down. And sure, maybe Chris
Squeeze
Rock
me.
wasn't aware that Jada has alopecia, but you know, you don't attack somebody for something like that they can't help, that they're going through, that they've publicly talked about struggling about. And maybe he wasn't aware, but still not a great look. Reacting to that with violence, also not the right move.
I'm Daniel, the founder of Pretty Litter. The color
Oh, what the hell?
monitoring cat litter.
Pretty Litter.
Did you
You know what, DeGrasse, you're gonna need that Pretty Litter to wash your mouth out with.
Oh,
man.
come on.
Oh, okay.
Just get YouTube
Good,
Premium,
Max.
Max.
You need some sponsors, man.
My cat Gingy started
Hey,
showing
pay for
signs
that
of
premium shit.
Listen, man, you better
It's
get
not
an ad
shit.
blocker.
It's what. they
Imagine
sit
owning
in.
a cat.
I do have a cat.
That laugh at the
I'm so
beginning.
sorry.
How many times have you
Me
laughed
too.
at something that made you uncomfortable?
Me
Because
three.
I do it all the time. It's a great defense mechanism. Or, you know, I'll just feel uncomfortable and I laugh. And what I've started to have to train myself to do, and thankfully my husband does, is explain how that's funny. Explain to me how that's funny. Tell me why your joke should make me laugh so that you have to then experience why this is a hurtful thing to say. And again, as a comedian, I've definitely had people try to follow me out after a set for various reasons.
Oh, really? Wow.
I was talking about current news once, and I said something about Brock Turner, who's a rapist. And a guy in the audience yelled that he was a hero, which is disgusting. And I said, that tracks. You look like you're a lacrosse player too.
Oh.
And he tried to follow me out of the store afterwards, the comedy store, to tell me how I was a mouthy bitch who deserved what was going to come to me.
Ooh.
Now that's something that like I reacted to him on stage, but still, that doesn't warrant violence.
Let's be real. Out of any industry and entertainment, this is the one that could get the. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. This is the one that could get the most volatile for touring comedians because there's not a lot of barriers there. A lot of them are not making a lot of money going to small clubs and stuff. So I do see there's a lot of potential, uncertainty there. And I would be concerned if I was a comedian for sure. Do you think that's fair? She said she's had things in the past. People imitate. It's still, that doesn't put the impetus on will, though, if someone does something. And I don't even want to throw that out there, honestly. But they do get influenced. It's still the person's fault, though, that does anything. But yeah, I would not want to be a comedian, particularly right now, for other reasons too. Is that what you wanted to hear, DL, or is there something else?
I think it's a little bit more, but I mean, you don't have to.
Okay.
If you don't
All right.
want to.
Well, let's
You got the
give her another minute, and then we'll move on to Tom Cruise.
That's not what people should do.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I don't do stand up anymore is because of moments like that, because of people following me out and me not
So
feeling
she has
like
an
I-
extreme bias there already, though. If she
Yes, she
stopped,
does.
yeah. So I kind of, even though I think she had a point there, now I get more context. She already had her mind made up. I don't do it
Everyone's
anymore.
biased though.
Yeah, but her extreme
Where's her bias at?
No, everyone has a little bias, but hers went overboard there because she already stopped.
Josh, Will Smith already had a hothead reputation. If you actually read his stuff, he already had a hothead reputation. He's always had it. But
Well, I was just saying because after especially
well,
this-
now it's like it's more front and center for people who don't know. But if you actually read in between the lines, yes, there's a lot of. Honestly, with Hollywood, I don't really actually care about reputations because I'm going to be real. 90% of them have bad reputations for doing something. I mean, if you've seen the stories on Leo or freaking Jeremy Renner, Jesus Christ. But yeah.
All right, well, let's see what else. For DL, we'll watch 30 more seconds.
I could do comedy without my friends or my husband or somebody else bigger than me, basically, walking me out of a studio. So that's one thing. The way that Will reacted here wasn't awesome, but I also, I'm not a woman of color. I can't even imagine how
I'm glad
that
she
comment would make
clarified
Jada
that.
feel, because this is
I
an
was
issue that Black
confused.
women really, really face. Alopecia hits them much more aggressively than other women. I can't imagine having to navigate whether or not you should feel defended, if you should be angry about their reaction or reacting on your behalf. I can't imagine the scenarios at all. And I'm not going to be ever in a position where I'll know how they felt. I don't know what it's like to be told to be less angry. I am a very privileged individual. So there's a lot of stuff going on here that is really, really just messed up. I wish that Will apologized in his speech because I was so excited. I was thrilled that he won. I tweeted, yeah, let's go, Will. And what he said, doubling down on why he did it.
I do. Yeah. Okay. So we'll end there. Great commentary though. I wish he did more in the moment, but sometimes you need to sleep on it. Honestly, even when you're hot, especially when you lose your cold, you kind of need the next day to sleep over and reevaluate and take it in. Go ahead.
Yep. Oh, I was just saying, yeah, but honestly, as the most angry person here who has probably had the most heat on them, yes, you do need that time to reevaluate what you do. You need that time, and I've tried to do things differently. Like I said, I decided to handle a big issue the way that I just put the stream link in and said, all right, let's go. But yeah, you do need to reevaluate your thing and kind of just cool down, or else you're going to do more stupid stuff. And unfortunately, from I think everyone here who's seen what I've done, you know what happens when temper can get out of hand and you can just go off the handle. But with what Will did, kind of doubling down, doing what he did, that's why it sours the apology now. And unfortunately, it's just it's going to be that way from happenstance. That looking back, yeah, he should have apologized to Chris immediately there, because it's really a bad look when you didn't do it in the moment.
At least he did it now.
At least I mean, doing it now, yeah, but in all honesty,
he was still hot. He was still hot when he made his acceptance speech. I think he was
still hot, still angry. But Denzel Washington gave him the best advice. Listen, man, you let your demons get to you. Your demons cannot come out. And I've learned with mine, it comes from looking at certain things, and until I learn how to handle watching certain things, I have to be better than that. But I can't watch it no more.
Well, let's get to this, because this is also very important to movie talk, and this is where we got heated last night. Isaac, remember when we were talking about movie theaters versus streaming? Your hero, Tom Cruise, is fighting the fight and getting lawyering up for the theatrical window to be larger for Mission Impossible 7, because the industry, but here's where I say it's a moot point and it ultimately will do nothing even if he wins.
Did you just make a Friends reference?
Did I?
Yeah, a moot point.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well,
who got heated? Who got heated?
Basically, this is a battle that's already lost. And you could have individual people that have extreme clout, like Tom Cruise fighting like this, or Christopher Nolan. But ultimately, the industry, the standard's already set. The 45 window, maybe it'll go up to 60, potentially.
I feel like I'm being misworded. I won't lie to you.
No, go ahead.
I'm not against streaming. In fact, I think streaming is great because we get more premium shows. And, I do think a lot of streaming services, they're going to compete because, especially with the streaming wars, Netflix is going to want their big property. HBO Max is going to want their big property. My only problem is the day-and-day release. I'm actually also fine with the shortened theatrical window, the 45-day. There are some problems with it. I don't think it's major, but I'm fine with streaming as long as it's not a day-and-day release,
Yeah, when they make it, listen, theaters might be a commodity one day. It just might happen that way.
They need to adapt and make a better product.
It's not a better product, though. You have to understand too, making the better. It's the pricing as well. It's out of the way. But I will say one thing: the day that we could all freaking have access to making an actual IMAX theater in our backyards, you're gonna want a theater for certain things. And my only thing is, listen. There's commodities that need to happen. There's things that need to happen, and like maybe the snacks need to be a little lower. I will say that, but I understand why they're not. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree, dog. Thank you. But
I have been protesting AMC though.
I'm protesting Century Theaters. I want to fight them. I want to fight the CEO.
God.
Because Adam Aaron has been raising the prices for tickets and the snacks. And I do think Adam Aaron eventually will be the destroyer of movies, the route he's going.
So, listen,
by the way, Adam Aaron is the CEO of AMC. I forgot to say that.
Well, I'm going to find a CEO of Century. You find a CEO of AMC, and then we can go beat him up.
There we
Damn
are.
it.
Here
Let Eddie talk before he goes to sleep.
Eddie, do you have something to say before you fall asleep? What's going on?
You almost got me too, because I was this close to.
I know.
I guess my spider senses were tingling for a second, That's why I woke up quickly. But no, it's
what senses? What's tingling, Eddie? What is tingling on you?
Spider.
What kind of dream was that?
Oh my gosh, man! I mean,
don't have one of those on stream,
tingles, man.
I mean, if
you
it
were
happens,
tingling.
it happens.
Was it saggy? Was it saggy lap dancing a green screen?
Oh, Broden, behave, Broden.
What? She did that. It's a true fact.
Okay.
No, when it comes to the Mission Impossible stuff, I don't even watch the movies. I know there's been trouble behind the scenes with.
No, but this is relevant across all movies because they're all trying to push and we got to get to Isaac. They're trying to do standard 45-day window. And then honestly, this kind of proves to me that they are making some good profits on streaming, going faster to rental, and because they don't have as many in-betweens there. The movie theater and the staff is an in-between. You get a cut. You have less cuts, especially if you do on your own streaming app and you do a premiere cost. That's direct to consumer. Now the majority of the contracts set up for movies have theatrical runs in mind when they sign these contracts. That's all going to change. It has been changing. They do need to find a way to compensate. I think eventually this is going to result in some strikes, honestly, because people need to in the industry need to be rewarded for streaming too. I mean, look at Pixar; they're finally getting a movie back in theaters, and they get bonuses. It's hurt their income. They get bonuses based on performance, and these windows. It's a loophole for studios to not pay out these bonuses to their employees. That's, they're making direct to consumer, and it's a loophole. Yeah, you get a theatrical release. We didn't say how long our theatrical release is going to be. I'm sure that's going to be a new contracts to come, but ultimately you adapt or die and don't go the way of Blockbuster. The theaters have to do something more special, better premium, and I know
there's one theater that has special deals every few days, like a student deal and all that. There needs to be more of that around the country as a consensus. Another thing that for theaters to kind of, really get back with, there needs to be more openness and freeness with what you can bring in. I will say also, slowing the pricing as well. But yeah, there needs to be better movies out there. Like, if all we have
that's a slippery slope.
That's more a studio issue, not a theater issue.
Oh no. Well, yeah, but it does affect theaters either way. I mean, what are you going to go for the theater for? To sit there and watch a black screen? I mean, it's there for movies.
Yes.
I'm just an issue, but movies are going to have to be better. But this also affects everyone. But yeah, I mean, that's the reason they're going to streaming. If you think about it, a lot of these movies don't even make money off the theatrical release anyway. So we're sitting here. Of course, they want to go to streaming because they want to make all the money anyway. It's natural, but me and a former friend who backstabbed me, but I'm not going to talk about that. We talked about this. We think that theaters are just going to become a premium. They're going to be to the point where it's only you go like.
Well, jacking up the price is not that's a Band-Aid. That's a big.
But there's a reason to jack up the prices. They have to compete. Think about it like this: you're not getting the flow you were once getting due to the pandemic and all that. So you're not getting the payback. So you have to jack up the price. I don't know. I wish they wouldn't, but let's be honest. It's economics. You don't have enough people. You need to make the money somehow with the surplus. So unfortunately, they jack up the prices. But to me, I mean, I would hope to God things get less restricted, more people can go to theaters and all that. But yeah, I mean, right now there's a reason it's out of premium. I mean, it's a marvel to me. God damn, I just said that and my phone dropped. It's a marvel to me that Spider-Man, don't think that as a joke, made near $2 billion with everything that's been going on. Yeah, that's incredible to me. And to me, if there was no COVID restrictions, it would have shattered probably Endgame, probably shattered it easily with no restrictions. But we're living in a time where it's been more restrictive now. Things are opening back up now. But yeah, of course the theater prices are going to jack up. I think we all should have saw this coming. Let's be real. How are they going to? Theaters have to make money somehow, unfortunately.
Anyone DL, do you have comments on Tom Cruise taking up lowering up Is it kind of pointless? It's just the way it's going, or do you think they should go for every battle with these?
Honestly, I would say honestly, I kind of feel like it's a pointless fight that he's trying to do. I mean, I get it.
I mean, he'll probably win. Christopher Nolan will probably win, but the industry is just going to move on.
I mean, true. I mean, honestly, it's going to depend. I think they're really going to look at stuff like the Batman, which is going to be on HBO Max really, really soon. They're probably going to see how that's going to do for that's profits, and then that will probably take weight if they'll decide to extend the theatrical run or not. But even so, I don't think it would even matter if it was still a 45-day window. I still think it's going to be like a really big movie. It's going to make money regardless if it has that window. So I really don't feel like this is a big deal for Tom Cruise to be like, no, you need to extend it. We can't do that.
Before Josh is going to head out, so I wanted to get one more comment from Josh because he's a family dude. So Rhea on the last stream pointed out that there's a lot of things that benefit for day and date streaming or streaming windows for families, people that can't make it. What's your thoughts on this controversy around theatrical windows and streaming? And is it, do you think that there needs to be some middle ground and they have to work together? We have to have both. Options are a benefit to the consumer.
Yeah. Always when you have those options, and it does benefit. Like here in the next couple of weeks, I'm gonna be able to see a non-bootleg Batman in full. So freaking it definitely helps. And like down here in Tampa, Florida, freaking babysitting charges, it's $50 per kid per hour. I got 2 kids. So in order to go see a movie, I gotta pay a babysitter $100 an hour. Yeah. It's freaking expensive as hell. So
$100 an hour?
Yeah, they charge about $50 an hour per kid now.
I'd be cheaper than that for you. I'd watch your kids for cheap.
Yeah, anything would be better than $50 an hour. But yeah. So my point is the streaming thing helps big time with families. So like we watched the Ninja Turtles, the original Ninja Turtles, a couple days ago. We were finally able to see No Way Home. That was really good. So we're able to see these movies as a family because I haven't been to that many. The only movie I've ever been to the theater with, and that's because we had a really good payday. It was during the stimulus relief last year. We saw Venom 2. And it might not be the best Spider-Verse type movie, but it was still a fun experience. And I didn't hate it. It wasn't my favorite Venom movie, but it was pretty cool. And then the experience even made it cooler. So, but yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Josh. I know you're going to start.
I'm going to go live here in a little bit. We do a video game streaming. My video game streaming has blew up. I think the last couple of videos have been over 500 views.
Oh, great, great.
So yeah, it's blowing up big time. But thank you so much for having me on. Everyone on the panel, you guys are awesome. I'm usually like at Brodan's most of the time in his chat. Like we just hang out and have a good time.
Oh, really? That's where you're at?
I'm
just kidding.
Yeah, I've been hanging out with him and Thade and those guys over at New Crew. Really awesome people. So yeah.
All right. We'll talk to you later, Josh.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
Dude. All right. So anyone have some closing thoughts on Mission Impossible? And then we'll do a few other movie topics and then end the show. Anything you want to talk about, Isaac?
You remember how over a year ago when they were filming Mission Impossible, we got that audio clip of Tom Cruise yelling at his employees?
Yes.
Yeah, I was just now remembering that.
He didn't slap him.
No, that's a good.
That's the other thing I thought of. If this would have happened on a movie set, the police would definitely been involved. I think.
I do think Tom Cruise was in the right for screaming at them. In fact, those people are lucky they didn't lose their
Well,
jobs.
it's words. It's words. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not at. There's the difference.
So did he have what I want to know is he gonna go into the courtroom with glasses, like a partly shaved head, fat hands, and then start going to town? Please, someone get that reference. Please, someone get this reference.
Oh, from Tropic Thunder?
Yes. God, thank you. What to say? Probably his greatest role.
about the theatrical window, mate. I would love.
You might go in there.
I love the ending when he's dancing.
I heard rumors they wanted to do a whole movie with his character.
Well, they can't do another Tropic Thunder now. There's no way society can.
But can they do that? Just that character?
Could they bring back Robert
God,
Downey
no.
Jr.?
God, no. The amount of insults you would need for that character that would probably offend so many people, even though they would be telling the truth on Hollywood. I don't think Hollywood would even allow it, because everyone needs to understand that character was a take on Harvey Weinstein, which people didn't understand.
Yeah.
And by the way, people didn't understand the seriousness of that character. I mean, we all laughed at it, but there was one part of the scene where he's talking about how Tug Speedman's a dying light. I understood that dialogue as someone told Tom Cruise,
"Oh wow,
he was a dying star."
Whoa!
Oh no!
Please get this off the screen right now.
No, but what the hell? Sill is writing for Geekosity now?
Well, that site just went down in quality.
Did he say? Was the Morbius
bro,
verse?
you're not that's my friend, Sill.
I'm joking.
Okay. No, but I haven't seen him write one at least for a while. Awesome. Jared Leto's Morbius to have big opening despite negative buzz. Despite negative advance, this is why it's shocking to me. Despite negative advance buzz, Jared Leto's Morbius looks to be a hit. Well, at least opening weekend. In fact, Box Office Pro projects. So he's given facts here, but he said he didn't like Box Office Pro before though. Sill, I think he did. You think he's on the Batman? You were saying they were over projecting. Sill projects a $50 million opening weekend for Morbius. Granted, that's the high end. Nevertheless, it looks like critics won't spook away audiences from Jared Leto's living vampire. Let me see. Looks like the time that has passed since July. I don't know what that is. This ad blocking it? I don't know. I don't know what that's talking about. Okay. There was also a time when Sony's original release date for Morbius, Jared Leto Spider-Verse debut, seemed to have lost in the shuffle. It found its way to April 1st, 2020. Maybe this is April Fool's joke. What day is it? No. Insert April Fool's joke here. Yeah, is there going to be Morbius April Fool's jokes? That's shocking to me. Do you think it's still going to do good?
I don't expect this movie to do well financially.
I don't know. I didn't think Venom. Yeah. At the same time, I didn't think Venom was going to make $800 million. So you never know.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the bad word of mouth is making people more interested to see like how bad it is. So.
Okay, thanks, Bradley. He's still my friend. I still support him.
Dial makes a good point because I remember when Fast 9 was getting bad reviews a month beforehand. It got me more excited.
Well, I mean, the problem though is when comparing Morbius to the Fast and Furious series, you know it's going to be a train wreck. But Fast and Furious is like an interesting train wreck that's meant to be a train wreck. It's
kind of like a car crash. You know, you don't.
Well, it's literally. Well, I mean, that's literally what they kind of.
You don't want to see it, but you're still seeing it.
That's what they advertise, like a little car crash. I mean, it's stupid, but with Morbius, they're not trying to advertise it that way. I'm not watching it in the sense that I could care less. I'm sorry, I don't want to watch Morbius. It's boring, and I want nothing to do with it. I'll watch it when it comes out on streaming or whatever. If I care, who knows? If I'm bored.
This is kind of shocking because this is on a woke website. Flash Film is pretty much a lot of people's opinions that it's woke. The Oscars inexplicably decided jokes about assault were okay if they're made about men.
Thank you.
Oh God, the Regina. Yeah.
Remember what Amy Schumer said a couple of years ago?
This article even has a trigger
though.
warning.
Amy Schumer is like not. No one cares when Amy Schumer talks. It's like, boop, whatever.
I know, but it still frustrates me because it's a very serious claim, and I really wish people actually call her out. And it really,
I'm honest, man. You just add it to the list. Add it to the list of why.
Who made the joke? Amy? Who did it? What they're talking about? I'm trying to find the.
Well, I don't know what the joke of what she said was. I didn't watch the Oscars as again. I don't watch garbage.
I'll say this: Amy Schumer a couple of years ago was talking about how she would find unconscious drunk men, would lure them into
Okay, let me ask you this.
Oh,
is
here.
Is it a Cardi B type thing she's talking
Oh,
about?
wait. Here. Let me be careful. Be careful what you say here too, because so far we haven't been demonetized. Before bringing up Jacob Elordi of Euphoria fame, Hall joked about him being of legal age, while implying his attractiveness is rooted in the high school age character he plays on TV. Following the bit, presenters Josh Brolin and Jason Momoa took the stage, and Hall did a COVID pat down of each man, with Brolin even being made to bend over and assume a position. Hollywood has a history of turning a blind eye to this type of against women, and seeing an Oscar host grope and objectify a group of men on public stage. Yeah, you have to be consistent. So is this the image? I don't know. Yeah, that's not cool. That's not cool.
No,
I think even Frost of G4 made a lot of claims, and then she was objectifying a man too. You got to be consistent here. So that's kind of shocking. That's news that's on Slash Film, because Slash Film is usually pretty.
See, that's the problem with these third wave psychotic little feminists, man. I'll get into it. It's too bad. You know what? The truth sucks. Listen,
go there.
Yeah, you want to sit here and talk all this crap about men, but this is why no one takes your point seriously, because you're hypocritical every time you do this. It's okay to sit there and hurt men and do this and go Amber Heard on them and take a crap in the bed.
Whoa.
Yeah, I know.
I don't want to talk about turds.
Wait, you guys don't crap in beds?
You know what, man? Anyway, listen. It's this ridiculous hypocrisy, but I love Regina Hall usually, but I'm gonna be real. The reason I have a problem with this, not because I find this objectionable, I'm like offended by this. I'm not offended by any of that.
I'm not offended either.
No, it's time and place, man. It's always time and place. Listen, you can't sit here and do this at the Oscars. You're doing this at the Oscars. You understand how embarrassing that looks? But no one bats an eye to it because it's not on everyone's agenda. But if I did that to say, I get freaking who's someone I can think of? If I get Yelena Belova on there, whoever plays Yelena, and I bend her over.
Okay, Broden.
You know what I mean?
Florence Pugh.
I do something like that. Oh boy, I get hit with cancel cards, and then I get freaking, I get hatcheted backstage. This is the type of stuff we're talking about, and it's why people can't take these people seriously when they cry about their issues. And there's so many issues that go on, and I have the stance of, listen, man. You guys don't care what happens to people like me, Max. We're us men. So why should we care when there's something going on at Penn State or
we should still care. We should still
care, but I don't have to have an opinion. I have to make a decision. I don't got to defend you. It's your job to defend yourselves now. And
if you let's all play by the same rules.
No, yeah, but you know what? They don't play by the same rules. So
well, they're obviously not playing by the same rules.
They're not playing by the same rules. So I'm not gonna care. Like, listen. You want to get mad at everyone like J.K. Rowling and all these things, but I'll be real with you. You should be mad. Everyone should be mad at themselves in this because you guys don't follow the own rules that you set for yourselves, and now you're sitting here looking stupid over certain situations. Clowned on.
Well, I want to get Isaacs, and let's go to Eddie first. Eddie, are you paying attention? Are you awake?
Eddie dead.
What are your thoughts on that joke objectifying a group of men, telling them to bend over, and you're patting them down? You're doing a test on them. What would happen if a man did that to a group of women?
Oh, they've been talking shit about him. The thing about that is that there really is no double standard. It's like those jokes are more okay than talking about women that way, which is what it is. It's unfair, but what can you do? That's more acceptable in society now than talking about a woman's looks or like you said, patting down. People. I don't know. It is the same.
It's not an offensive thing. It's a time and place. Don't do that at the Oscars. Like, have some class. What happened to class, man? Like, what happened to the class at the Oscars? That's all I'm saying.
No, it is what it is when it comes to that. Like I said, those jokes. Those jokes.
Hey, I enjoy those jokes in a good time and setting.
Especially will always be around more than what it is for women. And obviously, like I said, people don't really take issue with it when that happens to men, which is, I don't know. I mean, sometimes people do say, that's where's the double standard, or you shouldn't say this if we can't say it to y'all either. So it's like, what can you do?
Yeah, it's a time and place thing. Like I said, listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say I wouldn't want Regina Hall to touch me. What I am saying,
God damn it, Broden.
I said touch me. I give you a multitude of things, Max. You
Hey,
dirty
he did.
fucking
He was.
dirty.
He didn't say it in a
I said
unmonetized
touch.
way. Yeah.
Touch. I want
Okay.
her to touch me.
Okay.
There's all right.
He kept it
I'm not
PG.
saying I don't want her to touch me. I am just saying, listen,
God
we're
damn
at
it,
the
this
we're
dude.
at the Oscars, people. I don't need to be seeing these. It's what Stella was talking about. It's just the presentation is not professional. And by the way, here's another thing I'm going to say. Why is Amy Schumer up there? You already had 2 funny black women up there. Why'd you have to ruin it with Amy Schumer? No one needs to see her. No one needed that. All right, I'm annoyed about that. It's like you got good back and forth going. Good back and forth. Every time it's like the Captain Buzzkill. Like, stop it.
I mean, there is a little bit. Is there some
It's what the road-
prejudices there that they have funny black men, but not funny black? Has any funny black woman hosted the Oscars? I'm not sure.
I can't remember them alone, and I'm annoyed about that. I'm like, just leave it to Wanda and Regina. They were funny, but God, when you put Amy up there, it's like, come on.
She's
Well,
kind of
I
like
don't
the
know
Toby from
why
The
these
Office.
three were brought together. Like
It makes no sense.
Like they have no chemistry with each other at all. Like,
well,
what
again,
is
like I said,
going
Wanda.
on?
Well,
I
I want to
didn't
get
say
that.
I cared, Anthony. Don't put words in my mouth, all right?
I
Buddy?
want-
I've already
I-
clowned you on debates over and over again. Shush.
I want to get to Isaac. His thoughts on the the joke objectifying men, tell him to bend over, acting like a skit.
Let's get Callie's take first. I'm just kidding. No, like the whole touching somebody without their consent, especially in a sexually provocative way, regardless of gender, regardless of sexual orientation, is always bad because it's kind of like you're treating them less by saying, "Oh, I can touch you," and you can't do anything about it. And I won't lie to you, I agree with Broden when it comes to if I was there on stage. And he's also right. There's also a class thing. You would think that in this nice fancy suit place, the biggest night for Hollywood, you would think that
you wouldn't do that.
Yeah, it's like a celebration of movies, and instead we're spending time seeing some guys who I don't know if it was consensual or not.
It was consensual,
Seems
to
like
be
it's
honest.
yeah. Why do we need to see that? But
Well, my
but
whole
the whole
thing is, and can I answer this because this guy's getting on my nerves, dude. I said I wasn't offended. I said it was a time and place, and it's a double standard. I do not care. I do want Regina Hall to touch me. So maybe if you listen next
okay.
time.
Whoopi did. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Oh yeah, Whoopi did do that. But hey, next time you want to tell me what I'm saying and put words in my mouth, why don't you listen first, Anthony? And maybe you won't look like an idiot. I said,
"Oh boy, be nice."
I'm not offended by any of this, dude. You again, I want Regina Hall to. I want to be up there. Hell, tag me in. I'll be up there. But I am saying at the Oscars, it's a presentation thing. It's embarrassing to see something that go that way and go awry. Plus, when you have 3 women hosting, it's supposed to be a historic type thing.
Let's move on to some good news.
Let me finish up one. You have 3 women hosting, and one wasn't funny and shouldn't have been there. You shouldn't sit there and just ruin it with this stupidity. Like, come on, man. Like, and the Oscars itself is very unprofessional now. And that's one of the biggest problems with it. Now you have people slapping each other.
Well, there's multiple problems. There are still prejudices. They're out of touch with the consumer.
Oh, the Academy's so out of touch, it's unbelievable. You're a bunch of old people that shouldn't be doing this anymore. I'm sorry, but it's the truth.
He's talking about
and
you.
why
Max.
wasn't Uncharted nominated?
I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. Uncharted home release.
Oh God.
May 10th.
No thanks.
April.
It feels like it was so soon. Wait, when did it come out? I feel like I just watched it yesterday.
Well, you might have.
Movie flop. That's why it's coming out so soon.
It did all right.
Wait, when did it? I'm serious,
No
like,
one is asking what happened. Everyone knows what happened to Kevin Spacey. JoeBlow.com.
I think like February 15th or something like that.
Yeah, I completely forgot. It seems so quick though. It feels like just the next day they released the physical copy.
All right, so that we're doing rapid fire.
I'm sorry, I just saw some very disturbing news on wrestling. If anyone follows any bit of wrestling, does anyone follow NXT?
Oh, let's see.
Yeah, Nash Carter's about to get canceled real effing hard. Just gonna let y'all know that right now. If you like MSK, you better say your goodbyes to him because they about to get canceled real hard.
Wait, MSK?
Yes, MSK.
What
They're going bye-bye.
happened?
Kimberly just came out and said the following.
Wait, what happened?
Watch what you say. You know, if there's an accusation,
it's not.
You leave certain words out.
I'm not. Oh, Max. Ugh. I would love to be excited for Nash Carter WWE right now. Whatever. Right now, but I've hid his abuse for too long. I'm giving it 24 hours, but if there is no response, I will come forward and finally tell all of you what's been happening since I had to go to a hospital in October.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's bad. I'm gonna miss MSK. Good luck to you guys. You guys are a great run. Your tag team's dead, and I'm gonna miss you because this might not be good.
Oh boy.
Woo!
So Top Gun
Great.
Maverick director, they're bringing back Val Kilmer. What?
The bat nipples.
That was a huge get. Having Val come back to play Iceman. Wait a second.
I guess.
What killed the dinosaurs?
I have to remember. He didn't survive the first Top Gun, right? Iceman.
No, he was alive. He was alive.
Okay. I haven't watched it in a while. I don't remember. Having Val come back.
I actually watched it for the first time a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay. To get to work with an actor of that caliber, to see the chemistry, the camaraderie between him and Tom, and to have those two characters reunite in this film was a really special moment and one of my favorite parts of the film.
Cool.
That's interesting. I didn't know he was going to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Approach the Sword
Wonder how
Run.
big of
You're
a
right.
role.
I thought that's Bradley. He is alive. Bradley. Damn it, Bradley. He's very sick though. He has a hard time talking even.
Yeah.
Oh,
Good. What is how?
Really, Degrassi? He has a documentary called Good Hair. Oh boy, he's obsessed with hair. All right.
Let's see Max's hair.
No, that's all right. That's okay.
I don't remember the
Eddie,
last one.
what's on your mind? What topic? How about the Lost City? Finds gold at number 1. Did anyone think this was going to do okay? Does anyone care about Sandra Bullock and
I actually ended up watching it back like on Sunday.
Was it good? Funny?
I didn't really, I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know this movie existed until when I went to go watch the Batman. I saw the trailers and I found it surprisingly funny. The movie, the story's stupid, but it's kind of like Fast and Furious, where stories are stupid, but you have a lot of fun with it. It's pretty funny. It's funny, and seeing Daniel Radcliffe as a villain is actually funny too.
Oh, okay. All right.
And also Brad Pitt's character's in a lot more than I thought he would be.
Oh, spoilers!
He's in the trailers.
He looks hot in that movie. All right. This is another story, and then we're gonna end soon.
We got to call that music channel, sir. Music show we're gonna do, sure.
I don't know how we're gonna do it yet. I do want to talk music with you though. We'll figure it out.
I've got Nash.
James Gunn to introduce new characters in Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
Oh god damn it! This should be fun.
Okay.
More CGI inanimate objects to cry over. Great.
Okay.
Polka Dot
It's
Man.
a TV special on Disney Plus. It's a TV special length. I'm still confused to what is this. Is a feature film? Will it be in theaters? TV special length.
No.
More than one great new MCU characters will be introduced.
Okay. I can go look up a list, but
I'm looking forward to it before you see Guardians 3. Eddie, are you excited for the special?
Yes, I am excited for the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. I can't wait to see it. I never even knew that. I never even thought that this thing would even be possible. But I might as well, once it comes out, I might as well watch it. For the
is
holidays.
Deadpool gonna be like in it? Because I would like to see
Restore the holiday verse.
I mean, in the future, I would expect everyone to have a special though, a holiday special though. To be honest, the Guardians,
Hawkeye got one,
and all the different traditions when it comes to the alien heritage and stuff like that. They're custom.
Can we get the Iron Man is dead?
Yeah,
special?
I can't wait.
What?
Can we get the Iron Man is Dead holiday special? With cheeseburgers and no cheeseburgers.
Sponsored by Burger King.
Yes, I don't know why you chose Burger King coming back, but I guess when you come back,
That would be sad. His little girl saying, "I love you 3,000."
Yep, and her eating cheeseburgers. Screw you, Marvel, for that movie. I hate you guys. You knew what you were doing. Everyone was fine right until you had the cheeseburger line. You were terrible. You knew what you did.
I guarantee you, Robert will return within 5 years as Iron Man.
Please don't.
The night's biggest winner
I don't
was
want to,
Dune. No one's even talking about this. Dune, a sci-fi movie winning like 6 awards.
A masterpiece, just a masterpiece of a movie.
But
and
they
I
didn't.
will-
But they didn't nominate Denis Villeneuve for best director.
Very, very, very. I'm sorry. Listen, I like Steven Spielberg.
That's stupid.
But, you can kick him off the list for freaking. You can kick
They
him off the
put
list.
Steven Spielberg there.
West Side Story
was better than Dune.
was freaking amazing.
For
No.
I did think Dune was a better movie.
Yeah, it was.
For a remake, they put Steven Spielberg, but not. Well, Dune was a remake too. What am I saying?
Well, Dune. Yeah, but Dune was actually good. West Side was.
I loved West Side Story. And
West
I
Side
don't
Story
know
was
if
amazing. West Side Story was freaking
Yeah.
amazing.
Not better than Dune, but all right.
Well, I've heard
Yeah, it was.
Bradley.
Yeah, it was.
My
It's not.
friend Rambling
No, I
and
think
said
Dune was
Power
better.
of the
Yes, it was.
Dog is good. Is a
Dune
good
is
movie.
10 times better. Stop it.
It's subjective.
Y'all need to stop.
Maybe
like-
subjective, but I'm calling it a fact now. No, we're not doing this.
Subjective.
Subjective fact.
It's
Oh, no,
subjective.
it's-
Yeah, you
There's
keep
just
enjoying
no
half a
one,
movie.
guys.
Pixar's movie worst to
That's a
best.
better movie.
Let
No,
me
it's
see
not.
here.
Cars 2 is the worst. There, I said it.
Yes, Cars 2 is awful. That's
Yes,
awful.
Cars 2
3.
is terrible.
This is the bottom
Also
of the
fact.
barrel. Do you agree with that?
What?
I thought Cars is fine. Cars 2.
Cars 2 should not be better than Cars 3. Come on.
Wait, did they
Finding
cut Cars
Dory is
2 over Cars
whoa.
3?
Finding Dory. I thought
Finding Dory was great.
I
What?
love Finding Dory.
Finding Dory should not be near such trash.
Monster. No.
No, I'm done. I'm done. No, I'm fighting someone. I'm going to fight someone.
Okay.
Who made this list?
Yeah,
I'm fighting them.
It was Eddie. Fight him.
I mean, Monster University's not that good.
It's
I'm
good.
going to have
I liked
to.
it.
We're going to have to Will Smith this list.
Good Dinosaur.
Oh, you mean the bad
No.
dinosaur? You mean the bad dinosaur?
Brave.
Too low. Brave's too low.
Cars.
Too low. No, come on.
I Am Speed.
Onward.
No,
Wait,
Turning
I have a
Red's
question.
pretty low
Do you
on the
guys
list.
do you guys think Lightning McQueen could cameo in the next Fast and Furious movie?
At this point, why not? But why is
DeLorean.
Cars so low? This is no.
Luca.
Cars is not that good.
Soul. Incredibles 2. Bugs Life. Now we're
Bugs
getting
Life.
to the
Now
good
that-
stuff.
now
Toy
that's
Story
a
4.
Pixar movie.
I think Toy Story is a little overrated. Ratatouille is really good.
What did you just say, Max?
Toy
Oh,
Story's a
you've
little
done set the gauntlet on that
Did
one.
you just
Good
say
luck with
Toy
that.
Story
You
was
just upset every
overrated?
kid from the 90s.
Good luck
It's
with that,
good.
buddy. Good
It's
luck with
good,
that, Max.
but
We're gonna
not-
miss you,
It's good, but come on.
Max.
I
They're
have
gonna
to
take your mask
disavow
off, man.
Max
Good luck
from
with
my
that.
fandom. No, I'm just
Finding Nemo.
What?
Monsters Inc.
This is where I get to. This is
Coco.
Whoa, whoa,
I
whoa!
love that
Coco's
show.
not better
Coco.
than Finding Nemo.
I love.
wait,
I
look.
love
No,
Coco.
no, 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 no,
Now
no.
let's get from Isaac. Representation.
Let's
Coco.
go. I actually ended up, I've only ever seen Coco in Spanish because I don't know. To me, I find it weird. Okay, it's just me, obviously, but I find it weird that a person from Mexico is speaking English. But of course, I
That
obviously
is
know
weird.
why. But I just prefer watching in Spanish.
I'm sorry, Nemo got screwed.
Inside Out.
Nemo's the greatest Disney
I
movie
love
of all
Inside
time.
Out.
Overrated.
shit, he did.
Toy Story. Well, first one. Wall-E. Number
Yes,
3.
Wally's at the perfect spot. Yes,
Wall-E's a documentary on our future.
yes. And
Toy
Incredibles.
Story 3.
Yes.
Number 2. The
Toy Story 2 is
Incredibles?
better.
Nah.
Finding
number
Nemo's
one is
better
the-
than Incredibles. I'm sorry.
I don't like. I mean, I like The Incredibles, but number
What?
1.
Yeah,
Watch it,
Finding
watch
Nemo
it,
got
watch it.
absolutely screwed in this.
My favorite
I
is
was saying
Inside
Finding
Out.
Nemo should have been higher.
What are you talking about?
Overrated.
He got arrested in Hawaii.
What?
No,
Let's ask Enosh about this.
Enosh,
Wait,
what have you done?
No, just kidding.
Enosh,
What?
Enosh is accessory to crime. Enosh, help.
Wait,
me.
let's. I'm gonna go look this up.
God!
Right
Enosh, we gotta talk.
It's
What have you done?
breaking news. I'm gonna have to clip this
Oh,
out, everyone.
great.
Breaking news.
now. I gotta find what happened.
Hold on. Man, I should stream every day because there's breaking news every day.
We do stream every day, somewhat.
The Flash actor arrested on Hawaii Island after incident at karaoke bar.
Another karaoke bar. Another bar.
What the heck,
Oh
man?
Yeah,
my
is he gonna
God,
is he gonna
Ezra.
share
Would
a
you like me
cell
to share
with
screen?
Homelander too? Because
You know
what are
what?
with these actors, man?
You know what? The Snyderverse may be canceled.
Would you like me to share the
No,
screen?
because there's just the
What an unceremonious ending.
I mean, how are they even gonna? How are, the Flash is really bad for the Flash movie.
Hold on, reporter.
Breaking news.
Hashtag
Wait.
recast
This
Ezra.
is
He later lunged
It's from a
at
Hawaii
man
news
playing
source.
tell
darts.
RJ to
Whoa,
get his.
he thinks he's
Tell
the Flash.
tell RJ to get his ass on here.
Breaking news.
Darts.
Are they gonna bring in Chris Rock
He
to
lunged
replace
at
him?
someone playing darts. This man thinks he's the Flash. He actually thinks he's the Flash.
Recast Ezra.
Would you like me to share the article? It's from a local Hawaii.
Yeah,
Local
share
Hawaii.
the
Yeah, I have
article.
Hawaii
Share
News
the
now. I'm
article. We
reading
don't
it.
have to
It
clip
is.
this out.
Yeah, that
we
one.
have to bring MMB to the next level. That means clip outs.
All right, I'm
Breaking
gonna go
news.
talk to Enosh. I need to know what's going on.
Breaking
Oh, wait,
news. Enosh is part of it.
$500, dude. He already escaped the last thing for choking. He's got problems. Listen, this isn't not. Listen, I'm sorry.
The man
this
is insane.
Well, I like Ezra. I'm not trying to cancel him, but this is potentially the other double standard where he gets away with shit.
Canceled himself.
No, but listen, if Henry Cavill, if this happened to Henry Cavill or someone else, because
Henry Cavill would never do something stupid.
Right.
In
But
fairness, though, to Max. In fairness, though, Homelander did worse, and he's gonna be fine, and we're still gonna watch, The Boys.
Oh, Devin.
To be fair, Henry Cavill's insanely buff, and I think he himself knows that if he hurts someone, they're dead.
This close to ending the stream, and then the breaking news. All right, let's share it, Isaac. Hold on.
Put the article in the private chat.
Well, you had it ready. Hold on. Okay, let me. All right, I got it. Breaking news, which is unfortunate. Man, you know what? I'm starting to go full Jeremy. These actors are so privileged that they need to just. What the, dude? You're getting the Flash movie finally made. At least behave until it drops.
Max, I think at this point the world doesn't want us to see the Flash. Everything.
After this man wins an Oscar for best cheerable moment of the year, this man won an Oscar, and this is what you do. You won an Oscar.
Maybe he was celebrating the moment. I don't know. Was he celebrating? I should do clicky bait and say Ezra was celebrating the Oscar win.
This is gold.
Dude, you're about to be in Fantastic Beasts.
This is exposed in 4K.
Are they going to recast him with Chris Rock?
By for a little bit. I'm talking to some friends on Discord, but I just want to stop by because this is kind of a big deal. This is bad.
Listen,
this is really bad.
You want me to be really real? This, along with the Will Smith, because there was
talk, back to back.
No. There was talk of him. Maybe even he's for the haircut. And there was talks maybe he'll come back as Deadshot. What the hell?
DC is a cesspool.
John Campia's gonna rant about this. I know that. He's already mad with Ezra.
All right.
Well,
so RJ, tell us the beats. Spill the tea, RJ. Spill it all over the place.
I will just say this: given the other history of what happened at the other bar, it's not a good look. And I don't say this begrudgingly. I don't say this where I'm happy about this. But he needs counseling. I think he needs some help.
Yeah,
it's not a good look. It's not a good look. It's bad. This is a very delicate situation. I'm not going to make fun of this.
No, I'm not making fun of it either. Honestly,
he clearly needs help.
Honestly, with that video about a certain group, which we're going to be careful what we say here. I understand why he's upset, especially, his family.
Yeah,
what his family is. But
just to clarify, he got arrested last night. Last night he got arrested. It's just now breaking news. Discussing Film just posted a tweet with this article. Again, this is a really, really delicate situation. It's not something to laugh at. It's not something to cheer or anything,
No, I'm not cheering it. I'm just saying, this is I think it's pretty much proven that there's a track record of behavior that unfortunately can be Well, no. I think he's got similar
he needs
issues
help.
than Ben Affleck has had in the past.
No, the thing is, he needs help. He needs help, and
it's usually surrounding alcohol.
Honestly, yeah, I the thing is, and again, I would really consider if I was Warner Brothers. This is a PR nightmare. This is 2 events now at this point, where your main actor, who's a headline for your star for one of your biggest franchises, DC, acting in a very inappropriate way and making a mockery of your brand. He's going to be in a big movie coming up in just a few weeks.
2.
Fantastic Beasts.
2, yeah.
He's in 2 of them, yeah.
2 this year. I don't think. Listen, I honestly think you gotta fade him out of your schedule at this point.
I don't know if you would phase him out, but I think that there needs to be a reevaluation of.
I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. Grant Gustin, and let's just roll with it. I'm done. Just roll with it. Grant Gustin, just give him the world. I'm done.
No,
Give it to Chris Rock.
No.
Honestly, that's bad too because if they wanted to, they could do something. It would be kind of abrupt, but
well, and again, I'm not trying to make this about like the Snyderverse or the Flash or anything like that because that's not important here. It's about someone who clearly needs help.
At least no one else was harmed, as far as we know. I don't.
But again, this is not good. And
it's an incident.
If I was Warner Brothers, I would be heavily rethinking my future with him as a leading man until he clearly gets the help that he needs. I think they need to take a break from Ezra.
Oh, bad take, Bradley. Oh, I love you, bro. I love you, but I've never disagreed harder. Grant Gustin is amazing.
Grant Gustin sucks. Grant Gustin sucks.
You know what? You can go Flash away then. I don't know. Go away.
I'm just kidding.
Everything post season 2, I hate it.
Go away, Wally.
Here's the thing. If this was just that one incident with the choking thing, that would be one thing.
And that was bad enough.
But you get publicly arrested like this,
and along with that video about the the specific.
Yeah, but there was some context to that though. So
yeah.
Let that slide.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, it's a track record of.
Yes, it's a bad track record.
If it was Disney, I think he would be gone after this. If it was Disney, not Warner Brothers, honestly. Okay, so let's get the details. The Flash actor arrested on Hawaii Island after incident at karaoke bar. Did he just watch the Oscars? Talking about inspired by Smith. I don't know. I'm that bad. Jad joke. Don't cancel me.
Cancel Max.
Hawaii County Police said they've arrested and charged Ezra Miller from Vermont with disorderly conduct and harassment. Uh-oh. That needs to be taken seriously. Miller is reportedly the 29-year-old actor who played the Flash in several superhero movies. According to police, the arrest stemmed from an incident at a karaoke bar along Silva Street Sunday. Miller had allegedly yelling obscenities and become agitated when people began singing karaoke. At one point, police say he grabbed the microphone from a 20-year-old woman who was mid-song, and he later lunged at a 32-year-old man playing darts. Both these actions led to disorderly conduct and harassment offense. The bar owner asked Miller to calm down several times, but to no avail, police said. Miller was arrested and charged with his total bail set at $500. He posted bail and was released. So, according to sources, now there are 2 sides to his story. But he was yelling obscenities.
If you're getting arrested, though, typically the police are like, yeah, you did something wrong.
Right. And became agitated when people began singing karaoke. He was mad at people singing karaoke. He grabbed the microphone from a 20-year-old woman. He stopped karaoke.
Well, he lunged at a man, though.
He actually thinks he's the Flash. I think he legitimately thinks he's the Flash. I'm scared he thinks that.
Well, Zeno is siding with Ezra, saying she was a bad karaoke singer.
Zeno has a bad opinion on a lot of.
That's not a funny thing to say, though. I mean,
you laughing?
That's a woman like.
No, it's messed up, but you have to laugh sometimes. Oh, shut up, Zeno. Zeno, go away. No more Zeno.
No, some jokes are funny, Art. That is.
I can't wait till Max does.
It's kind of funny.
No, it's not funny that he did that, but we can. We can laugh at bad karaoke.
Yeah.
Though.
Like I said, I just wanted to stop by for a little bit, just give my take on this. This is again
breaking. Say it.
Breaking news.
Breaking
No,
news.
wait, hold on. I want to connect this to a multiverse that's really stupid. Is the guy playing darts Colin Farrell so we can have Bullseye versus, Flash? Is that what's going on here?
God.
Can we connect that? Because Ben Affleck was in that movie. He was Daredevil. I'm just saying. I'm connecting dots that aren't there.
What is going on with you and Hans, RJ?
Nothing's going on.
Oh, that's just how they usually talk to each other. It's like
it's fine.
It's like a marriage that no one wanted to see.
They're an old married couple.
No one wanted to see this marriage.
But yeah, like I said, I just want to stop by for a second. So thank you for having me.
If he's the karaoke police, someone should be on the fashion police for him.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, RJ's left. Okay.
Yeah, he had to go back to his marriage.
Oh, God. What?
Hans, take care of your mans.
All right. Okay, final thoughts there. Maybe, Eddie. Thanks, Eddie.
Yes, no, I'm back. I was just reading it myself. No, I did not expect this, and this is crazy as hell that he keeps doing this. This is on the second
What ramifications he needs to be held accountable if he was if he was listen, if it was you or me, just like Will Smith, if it was you or me, I liked him. I wanted to succeed as the Flash.
Like I said, they threw the first thing under the bus. Warner Brothers didn't even say anything about that, at least publicly. At least I don't know if they talked to him or not. But and people were starting to get over that too about what he did with that woman. But now this comes out, he actually got arrested and I did put on bail. No, I was close to earlier dreaming, but no, I don't know if they are going to do anything or not. I mean, this is more seriously because he actually got arrested and went to jail. Then,
facts exposed.
That's what he was doing.
Yes, he was like, I gotta get the hell out of here.
Dude, in fairness, I literally have my thing up and ready right now too. I'm admitting it right now.
Exposed.
You can't tell me I'm admitting it right now.
I'm gonna get 1K tonight. You better get on that, Eddie. We're all gonna stop. Get the stream up. Who's
Dude,
getting first?
Eddie needs to become
Broden?
super.
I'll talk to you later. I'm out.
Okay, can I say this?
Oh, Broden, what the hell, Broden? Did you see that shit?
Wait, he went to go do a stream or a video?
Yeah, all you exposed. All you're gonna. DL, are you making a video?
What?
Dude, I'm doing more.
That's how you have to YouTube. You have.
Can I be honest? I actually was about to start making it when you guys were talking.
Yes, we know. Daniel,
don't worry, Max. I'll stay here.
Grace just posted a tweet about this. Oh, good. I can put Grace in the thumb. Yeah, go, Eddie. I mean, go, Isaac.
Well,
sorry.
Let's
see Grace Randolph's tweet too. All right, Grace
Randolph. I made a video a couple months ago reminding people about the whole choking incident, and I was told it's not important because we don't know if it was real or not. And I said, if it was fake, then why didn't they come out? And I always was frustrated that Warner Brothers never said anything. And I'm someone who's supporting Ezra Miller because I think he's a great Flash, and I want him to succeed. But seeing this now proves that other thing was probably real too. And I'm sorry, but if any of these, I think this one is less of a problem than the other one, because the other one was physical assault. But now I really hope people wake up and see that, Ezra's done some bad things.
The Grace, yes, and the Grace tweet is actually, she is spilling some tea.
Ooh, what is it?
Hold on, but I do want to share because this needs to be highlighted as well, because this is something that we all missed and I didn't even know. And I feel ashamed because our, Samuel L. Jackson, this is what should be talking about. Everyone is distracted with Phil slapping Chris Rock. Did you know Samuel Jackson won his first Oscar last night and it was presented by Denzel Washington? I didn't know this and I feel ashamed for not knowing this. Look how happy. Wow. What a great moment.
Two talented actors.
Samuel L. Jackson, how long he's been in the industry. This is his first Oscar. Look at that. This is what two black men in the industry embracing each other and happy, and what a celebration. And the Oscars, I'm sorry, if this happened at last night's Oscars, you know what? I'm going to say the Oscars don't suck anymore if this happened. And I didn't even know this. And I'm going to, after this stream, I'm going to go watch that clip, honestly. Doesn't that bring joy to your heart there, seeing that?
Heck yeah, man. they're legends. And I just now remembered Samuel Jackson's in his 70s, and he's still doing
Yes.
big blockbuster movies, and he's talented. And to see him get this award, it makes me sadder that the whole Will Smith stuff
listen,
happened.
we all need to do our due diligence and highlight this. Eddie, Dial, what are your thoughts? I didn't even realize. Did you realize this last night?
I did not realize that. I thought Sam had an Oscar, but like I apparently not. Like as you said, he's been in the industry for how long, and he's just getting it. Like, come on, guys, what's up with you, Academy? You're full of it right now. But yes, I'm very happy for him.
And look at this
able to
picture.
get this moment.
This
Yes.
should be what is wrong with us, people? And it's all of us. I'm not pointing the blame. It's all of us together. We all miss stuff like this because we love the train wreck. And this is the epidemic is people. Look at this. How can this be? This needs to be everywhere. Look at that. That is a great moment. And I'm gonna say this now. If this happened, I'm gonna watch the Oscars next year because of something like this is possible. And this is a long time coming. You know?
Exactly.
The Senate decided his fate.
Eddie, any thoughts on this? Or are you busy making your video? Okay.
Oh yeah, he's busy.
All right,
He's
so
been
that's that.
making a video.
And then let's get to the breaking news where Grace spills the tea on let's get our reactions from Grace. This is really interesting. Is Grace being a little bit of an opportunist here as well to say this at this time? She is saying, spilling the tea, saying from sources that she's heard that may not even be adding, like, I'll be real, I thought it might have to be do with the future of the DCEU, and that they might be throwing some Easter eggs in there for other potential projects. But she is saying, now, if she does not have a source, I'm not suggesting she doesn't, but if she's throwing this out there without any substance, that's a bad. I don't like that she did this at this time. But if she actually has a source that says that the delay is potentially tied to dealing with intense personal issues, and that's part of the reason the Flash was delayed so significantly. And I honestly, Eddie just bounced. Did you see that, Isaac? Call out our friend Eddie. Okay.
Yeah, screw Eddie. We work for Max.
Yeah. Eddie's like,
no, I'm just
kidding. She's like, screw you guys. I'm getting 1K tonight.
Hey, you got to get your views somehow, man.
All scoppers,
I guess so.
are opportunists.
Did you say scoppers?
Scoppers.
We got to say that for now, scoppers.
No, Degrassi. I didn't say that Will Smith's Oscar moment is amazing. It is amazing. It does need highlighted, not the slap part. You know, that's in it. It's not. Okay, Hans, you've been saying.
It's clear he wasn't listening to anything that we said.
Degrassi's. I like Degrassi's comments. It makes the show better. It does. It makes this show. Degrassi, your comments make the show better. I'm not saying that it's not worthy. I'm saying it should have. If you listen to the context of my words, I said it should have happened before. We did the whole research on the history of how he's been snubbed before. I'm saying that as humans, though, I said I'm part of the blame. I didn't know that happened, and that's why I retweeted it. And it is a great moment, and that's why I'm saying there is still good that can come out of the Oscars, and I'm watching next year because of that. And I'm going to go rewatch when that happened. You know, I'm going to go rewatch that. I'm going to seek out that clip. I'll have it for tomorrow's show because I do want to end soon. But this is what Grace is saying. That maybe it was actually after that that video he made too. Maybe that was part of it, and this part of the reason the Flash was delayed so significantly. I hope this convinces Miller to get help, as many people around him care about him deeply.
Is it coming from Mikey's son?
No, it's coming from.
Then
Grace
I don't
Reynolds.
believe it. I'm just kidding.
What's your before we end the show? And DL and Isaac, get your channels ready so people could go sub. Not Eddie, even though he's getting the one. No, get sub to Eddie too. Okay, Hans. I'm not. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not making any accusations, and I don't blame you for bringing that up, but I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. Yeah, Zeno, but I don't want to. I think it's a monumental thing. All right. Yes. Okay, so Isaac, why don't you go first, and then we'll get to DL about what Grace is saying. Do you think that's probable, and what's your reaction to hearing that, Isaac? That could be part of the reason for the delay of his behavior and issues.
I think it's the main reason, actually.
Well.
I mean, obviously, I can't say that definitively because I'm obviously not behind the scenes at all. But
Sub to Isaac. Here's his channel.
Don't listen to him. He's crazy. No, I'm just kidding. But it's disappointing. I really wish. I've been rooting for Ezra. I mean, I hate the Joss Whedon Justice League movie, but I'll admit, I even like Ezra in that movie. I'm really rooting for him. He seems like a talented actor. But I do think it's the main reason because we already saw back in 2020. Back in 2020, we had the whole he chokeslammed a woman. He physically assaulted someone on footage, and nobody seemed to care. Even Warner Bros. Themselves never made a public statement about it. Neither did Ezra. And then seeing this happen. And even before the choke slamming, one thing, the first time I ever had any disrespect towards Ezra is I think he got into a disagreement with one of the directors because there's been many directors attached to his project at this point, but he got into disagreement and he even tried suggesting to Warner Brothers if he could make his own script, which frustrated me because that's not his job. That's the filmmakers, not the actor. But seeing all this happen, I think Grace is right on this. I think Grace, it's probably the reason. Now, of course, I don't know that, but I just hope for the best. I really hope this movie gets released, but what I mostly hope for is Ezra gets the help and tries to avoid situations like this in the future.
All right. DL, what's your take on this, and then we'll end the show?
I don't think this is a main problem of why they pushed it back so much, but I do think it's contributing to it for sure. Yeah, Ezra is just. I defend him as an actor. I think he's really talented, but it's clear, he seems to be a troubled individual. I don't want to judge him too much because I don't know. We obviously don't know how his life is, but it is true that I feel like he does need some help because this is not the first time he's been doing all this, strange stuff outside of, whatever. So it's I really do hope he gets the help that he needs because it is affecting his career as far as the DC and even with Harry Potter and stuff like that. Even though I'm one of the few people that still is rooting for the Fantastic Beasts movies. I'm hoping this doesn't taint his image too much. And I also really enjoy him as the Flash. I thought he was significantly better in this. But even in the Joss Whedon version, I saw potential in him. So I really hope, this stuff doesn't affect him, going forward with the DC and the Wizarding world. But man, this just sucks, man. What's up with these actors, man? They need to get it together.
Right, they are privileged. They should be happy. People are dealing with real stuff. There's look at what's happening in Russia and Ukraine, and really get over yourselves. Not that people don't have problems, but get it together. Get it together. All right. Well, thank you for watching, and go sub to DL. And I thought I was subbed to you, DL, and I wasn't, and I subbed it. Maybe it did unsub me. You know how YouTube does that, so I apologize. Go sub to DL.
How dare you?
No, I was like, why am I not subbed? I thought I subbed a while ago. But here is his channel. Go sub. thank you for watching this extremely long madness live. There's a lot of madness going around out there, and we're going to cover it. And I hope you all have a great night, and we'll see you soon. Oh, wow. Eddie's back. Hold on a second. We got to expose him. Eddie, you're back.
Traitor.
Did you make your video already?
What are you guys talking about?
End the show, Eddie. End the show. You're caught in 4K.
Your camera's in a different position.
Yeah, you. Let's really catch him in 4K. Let's go look at his channel. Let's go look at his channel. Hold on a second. Hold on a second.
I don't know how you guys do this stuff so quick.
I don't either. I get so impatient.
I don't.
Hold on a second.
Guys, there's nothing there to see. Calm down.
You only posted community post.
Yeah.
Oh, not yet. It's converting. It's converting.
In like 5 minutes, they'll be up.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yep.
Let's just get back. Just get back on topic, please.
There's not a video. That was the topic. Is you catching you in 4K?
Yeah, we about to.
That's it. That's all you did.
It's just waiting like 2 minutes. It'll be up.
Where's your video?
I don't know what you're talking about. Video.
Here, Eddie, cut a video right now and use it for your channel. Say what's going on.
Max, please. I don't have to. Let's just, it is what it is. Come on.
So say breaking news.
He already made it. He already made it.
Say Eddie Diaz here with some breaking news about Ezra in the Flash.
I don't have to, Max. It's okay.
Oh man,
He's already got his video.
He already did it
right now.
He already did it.
Oh wait, it is. I didn't see it. Where is it?
Refresh.
Guys, come on. There's no video.
I don't see it.
It's coming.
That's what she said.
Where is it? I don't see it.
That's also what she said.
Broden.
I'm back. I did my video. It's up.
Yo, you did it.
Wait, what's Broden's channel name?
Wow.
Too quick.
I'm serious. Does he really have a video
That's
up?
what she said as well.
I did. I do have a
What's
video
your
up
channel?
right
Well,
now.
I know you did Broden, but I'm trying to catch Eddie too, because you at least admit it. Eddie's like playing sly here, like I don't know, I didn't do nothing. Is it a short? Whoa, that's not.
Whoa! Hey,
Let's play.
What's
Let's
that
watch
short,
it.
Eddie?
Is it Saggy? Is that the girl? Saggy? Is it Saggy?
The...
Gotta
What
know.
short is
Oh,
that?
Eddie uploaded.
Come on, Eddie. Spill the beans. I know you.
I want to watch part of it. I want to give you a thumbs up. I want to be the first.
That's what she said.
Where's
This
the
is
first?
kind of like the
wait till it
Spider-Man
renders.
tickets.
Wait, Max.
wait
You
till it
want to
renders.
watch part of? You want to watch part of what video?
Not that one.
Okay.
No, I
There's
want
nothing
I
there,
want-
guys. Calm
Because
down.
I'm interested in you too, Broden, but he's lying.
yet.
Though. He's lying because he's like, "Oh, I randomly came
Hey,
back."
I don't care if you watch it or not. I'm just saying you want to watch that orgasm video. That's fine. I mean,
No.
Okay.
All right, Eddie.
Yes.
Where is the video?
Stop lying to us, Eddie.
I don't know what you guys are
Wait,
talking
hold on. I know how to
about.
do it. Hold on. I know how to find it.
I'm a nice person. I just
refreshing.
wants to hang out with my
Keep
friends.
refreshing. It's coming.
No, hold on. What's that? Hold on. Oh my
Eddie watch
Diaz.
party.
Oh my. Hold on. I can find it.
You guys are trying this hard to catch me when there's something there.
Hold on. Well, I see there's something coming on for 6 p.m. for tomorrow. And there's a post. Ezra Miller is wild right now. There's a post.
Yeah,
A post.
This really feels like
There's
getting the
another
No Way
post.
Home
Of course,
tickets.
he got arrested. Oh crap! So he posted something.
Where's the video?
There is no video. There is quite literally no video.
It will be there in like a minute.
How would there be? Wait,
All
did you
right.
upload a
Well,
video to
Broden-
a- I did a stream.
You did a stream?
Dead. Yep. 13
I
minutes.
knew it. That's what I said.
What
when
the
you left.
hell? You're a YouTuber,
Wow.
Broden.
Wait, well, what's
Wow,
Broden's
I'm
guys.
actually,
name?
if you didn't, Eddie, I'm disappointed. You should have capitalized it. You got to be a YouTuber.
Oh, man. I can't do this hustle game.
I'm
y'all.
sorry. I don't
This is too
mean
much.
I'm not upsetting you, Eddie. Am I?
I only got 13 views on the video. It'll
No,
get more
of
views
course,
later.
Max. Sometimes I just don't want to make videos. That's all it is.
Oh,
You know, man, you got to
watch him make it public as soon as I hit end stream.
You
Well,
have
that's
to.
what he's
as I-
waiting for. That's what he's waiting for right now. I guarantee.
You got to report on things. You got to push through, man. I didn't put a thumbnail on my video yet.
Come on, Eddie. You're trying to get into scooper business.
Oh, look at him brushing his hair back. You will not make it public until I end the stream, will you?
He's so. He is so guilty. He's right.
I just don't want you to lie. That's all.
Don't Juicy Smollett us, man.
Oh my gosh, you're really gonna wait until something shows up.
Make it public. Make it public.
Come on, Eddie. We're your number one.
I want to see the
fans.
thumbnail. I want to see the thumbnail. He's
My
got some
thumbnail
crazy
is
thumbnails.
basic. I haven't done anything yet. I'm trying to, hold on.
Broden didn't even make a good thumbnail yet. Eddie is like ready.
Wait, what's
probably-
Broden's channel?
Do you have a good thumbnail for it, Eddie?
I don't know what you're talking about, bro.
All right.
He's such a bad liar. It's just like,
Good
come
night,
on.
everyone. Good night, everyone. Let me refresh one more time. I'm gonna end it. Eddie.
And Eddie, you have to cut out of here as fast as the bat.
Come on, Eddie. It's free promotion. Just hit the publish button.
See, just end the stream. There's nothing there.
All right.
See, we all know you a hustler.
All right,
we all know
end
you a
this-
hustler.
End this stream, Eddie. Say I didn't make a video on this. Max is lying. Good night, everyone.
Do it Bill Clinton style.
I didn't make a video about this.
I didn't. Go ahead.
I didn't make a video about this.
And I won't.
And that's pretty much how
No,
it is down the road. Max just wants
I won't have a video on this.
just
in the
wants to
next
assume
24
the
hours.
worst out of people. But there's no video, people.
I won't make a video on this in the next 24 hours.
Bless you all. Have a good night, and that's all I have to say.
He's lying.